Live on a Sunday afternoon, it's a rubber match of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. The series is on the line as Utah got a big 7-4 victory on Friday night with Dylan Fitz scoring 3 goals. And the Grizzlies also got 1 goal and 1 assist performances from Aaron Aragon, Cole Gallant, and Josh Wesley, and Kyle Mayhew had 2 assists. Last night, Kansas City got some revenge as they won 7-5, but the Grizzlies got goals from Alex Bocage as well as Brandon Cutler, Dylan Fitz, Mick Messner, and Josh Wesley. Cole Gallant ended up with 2 assists on the evening. Initially, he was given no assists, but the off-ice officials were out to lunch and didn't give Cole Gallant either of his assists. So he now has 26 assists on the season, which is tied with Kyle Mayhew for second most on the team. They also added an assist to Dylan Fitz and Josh Wesley last night. So Fitz and Wesley each had 1 goal and 1 assist. So you talk about the success of Dylan Fitz in this series. He has 4 goals and 1 assist through 2 games against Kansas City in this set. It's going to be an interesting one this afternoon. We'll see if the first 2 games have certainly been high scoring, with Utah winning 7-4 on Friday, and then Kansas City last night getting a 7-5 victory. So we'll see what happens this afternoon. Possible we could get another high-scoring game. Or remember, with it being the third game in less than 48 hours, it's going to be important to get off to a fast start. And for the Grizzlies, they've done that on a few occasions on Sunday afternoons this season. So it's going to be an important test for the Grizzlies to see if they can win 2 out of 3 games against the first-place Kansas City Mavericks. When we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll talk about who's been hot as of late. We're grooving on a Sunday afternoon, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for every.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today. Black Bear Diner.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face off in about 11 minutes from now over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Despite the loss last night, the Grizzlies are playing outstanding hockey as of late, as they are 10-4-1 over their last 15 games. It's interesting. We talked about it being a high-scoring series. The winning team in each of the first 2 games of this set have scored 7 goals. For Utah, Brandon Cutler scored a big third-period goal to keep the Grizzlies in it. He leads Utah with 23 goals this season. He also leads the club with 191 shots. In fact, he is third in the league in shots on goal. Brett Stapley had 1 assist last night. He has 7 goals in 10 games in the month of February. He's also got a +8 rating in 10 games in February. So watch out for Brett Stapley. Also watch out for Kyle Mayhew, second among all league defensemen with 34 points this season, 8 goals and 26 assists. Mick Messner certainly been a hot Grizzly as of late, as he has 2 goals and 5 assists in his last 5 games. Watch out for the third periods, as Utah has outscored opponents 24-14 in the third periods over the last 15 games. Utah, it's important for them to get off to a fast start, and the same would be the case for the Kansas City Mavericks. On Friday, it was the Grizzlies that scored the first 2 goals of the game. On Saturday, it was Kansas City that scored the first 2 goals of the contest. Utah is 17-3-1 when scoring first this season. The Mavericks are 26-3-1 when scoring first. So it's going to be an interesting test for both teams to see who can get off to a fast start. It's the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. We'll come back and have the lineups on the other side. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of Ford tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Let's get to the lineups for both teams. First, for the homestanding Kansas City Mavericks, who are led by fourth-year head coach Tad O'Had. Looks like the starting lineup is going to have Bradley Schoombart in the left wing. He's got 5 goals, 9 assists in 26 games. Jacob Hayhurst has been a Grizzlies killer all season. Hayhurst scored 1 goal and 1 assist last night, but the goal he scored in the third period was a huge insurance goal that turned out to be the game winner. He's got 23 goals and 29 assists in 48 games. And Casey Cruz in the lineup. He'll be getting the start in the right wing crew. In 20 games, has 1 goal and 10 assists. The defensive pairing is going to start out with Jacob Rahani. He'll be wearing number 19 in 2 games with Kansas City. He has 1 assist. And he'll be paired up with Marc-Olivier Duquette, who's a plus 25 this season. He has 5 goals and 16 assists in 48 games. Starting goaltender is Kel Morris, who really struggled on Friday, stopping 20 of 25. He is 6'1" and 190 pounds. Morris has a record of 10-6-1 with a 2.69 goals against average and 904 save percentage. So Kel Morris will be the starting goaltender. The backup will be Jack LaFontaine, who got the victory last night, stopping 23 of 28. So that's a starting lineup for the homestanding Kansas City Mavericks, who are 17-8-2 at home, where they've really excelled has been on the road, where the Mavericks have a record of 20-0-1 on the road. They've been automatic away from Cable Dahmer Arena. Kansas City not only is in first place in the Mountain Division, but they have the best record in the league. Yeah, they have certainly been dominant. They're a club that missed the playoffs last year, and, you know, it's really been an interesting test for them, as it's really been a bit of a struggle for them as they just have found a way this season. It's been a struggle in years past. Starting lineup for the Grizzlies looks like it's the same starting forwards as we've had in each of the first 2 games of this series. Aaron Aragon's got 11 goals and 6 assists overall this season. He'll be starting out on the left wing. Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man, will be in there in 51 games this year. He has 8 goals and 8 assists, and Dylan Fitz might be Utah's best player in this series. He had a hat trick on Friday, and he had 1 goal and 1 assist last night. So starting forwards are Aragon, Penner, and Fitz. Starting defensive pairing is Kyle Mayhew, who has 8 goals and 26 assists this year. And Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, he'll be in there. Wesley has a goal in back-to-back games. He leads Utah with 6 power play goals this season. Wesley has 14 goals and 13 assists in 39 games. And the starting goaltender will be Arvid Holm. He picked up a victory on Friday night. Holm has a record of 2-1 in a Grizzlies uniform with an even 3 goals against average and .912 save percentage. Looks like it's the same 17 skaters for the Grizzlies here as we've seen in each of the first 2 games of the set. Scratches for Utah include Cade Jensen and Michael Underwood, as well as Dina Kura, Cody Cron, Jeremiah Addison, and Jordan Stone. Starting the first line forwards will be Brandon Cutler, Brett Stapley, and Mick Messner. The second line forwards will be Nathan Burke, along with Cole Gallant, who had 2 assists last night, and Alex Bocage. We mentioned the starters, Aragon, Penner, and Fitz. We will also see Max Neal making his 8th appearance in a Grizzlies uniform, and Adam Berg will be in there as well. Berg has 9 goals and 11 assists in 38 games. Kansas City coming out in a jersey that's got multiple colors. On the shoulders, right below the lettering, on the back of the jersey, it's black with white numbers on the shoulders, or right below the, or right above the elbow. A white number with black trim, and they got a white number in the back with black trim, and orange is the color on the jersey right below the armpits towards the waist area, and that is orange with white lettering and white numbers in the back as they show the starting lineup for Kansas City one by one. Schoenbart, Hayhurst, and Carew are the starting forwards. Starting defensive pairing, Jacob Brahani and Marc-Olivier Duquette. It'll be interesting to see. It's the same goaltending matchup we had on Friday night, where Arvid Holm played a little bit better than Kel Morris. The first 2 games of this series have certainly been high scoring. We'll see what tonight brings, as it's the rubber match of a 3-game set. Utah got a 7-4 victory on Friday night. Last night it was Kansas City getting some revenge, winning 7-5. We'll find out who wins the rubber match and wins the 3-game series. It's the 6th meeting this season between the clubs. Utah is 2-3 against Kansas City this year. We'll come back and have face-off over at Cable Dahmer Arena. You've been listening to the Rio Tinto Kennecott pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. From huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
It's a great day for hockey as 2 big standings points are on the line, and the series is on the line as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks for the 6th time this season. Kansas City's in first place. They're led by 4th-year head coach Tad O'Had. Mavericks have 77 standings points and a .770 winning percentage. They are 7-2, 0-1 over their last 10 games. For the Grizzlies, they're in 4th place in the Mountain Division with 49 standings points. They are 5 behind Tulsa for 3rd place. Utah's got a 2-point lead over 5th place Allen. Utah's been pretty good as of late. They're 6-3-1 over their last 10 games. Grizzlies are wearing a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. They're led by the captain, Josh Wesley, who's really been outstanding. He's got a point in 8 of his last 9 games. And he had 1 goal and 1 assist in last night's contest. We'll see if today will be a little bit more on the lower scoring side. Jacob Hayhurst has certainly been a Grizzlies killer. He had 2 goals and 1 assist on Friday, and he had 1 goal and 1 assist. The 1 goal he did score turned out to be the game winner, as Hayhurst will take the draw against Utah's Iron Man Tyler Penner, sporting a beard. The referee is Chaz Noche. That's Chaz with 2 Z's, kind of representing the state of Utah. Grizzlies are 1-0 when he's the referee. Puck is dropped. Kansas City wins the draw. They escape from left to right as we see it from Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. As the puck bounced off an official, Penner crosses center ice, and they'll lift it in as the puck skips towards the near corner. Chasing after it's Duquette. He gets hit by Aragon behind Kansas City's net. In net for Kansas City is Kel Morris. Action in the near corner. As the puck almost looked like he was squirting towards Fitz, it stays in the corner. As Utah gets pushed, Duquette holds his ground. Kansas City comes out with a puck. As the Mavericks skate down the middle, as Duquette will fling it towards the left side. Mavericks enter the zone. They center it out in front. It bounced off a stick and rolls towards Arvid Holm, who covers up as Kansas City gets the first shot of the game, and it was a low percentage feed that just bounced off a stick onto Holm, who covers up as we get our first whistle, 39 seconds in. Puck just kind of tapped off a Casey Cruz stick onto Holm, who just was covering up in the crease. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. Who's scoring first for Utah tonight? I'm going to go with Max Neal getting his first pro goal. It looks like the Mavericks get a power play as the Grizzlies committed a penalty. And so 39 seconds in, Kansas City's on the man advantage. Didn't get to see any details of it, but 2 minutes are on the clock for Kansas City. They went 2 for 3 on the power play last night. Mavericks won the draw. Cole Koski's over in the high slot. He'll feed it to his left. Now back to Koski, who danced around. Koski will drift it towards his left as the Mavericks will get it back to Patrick Curry up top for Koski. Curry's over on the right wing. Curry throws it down the middle for Hayhurst. He couldn't handle it. Mavericks get it off the end boards, and they feed it to the far side. Kansas City gets up top to Koski again. The former Worcester Railer throws to the far goal line. Now back up top to the circles. The puck hippity hops down to the right side for Koski. Now to Patrick Curry down the middle. Take a lefty shot, and it's blocked away as it skips towards Koski over to Curry, who sauces it back to Koski, who feeds it to the far side. Kansas City, that's McKenna, who had 3 goals last night, throws it to the far goal line. Mavericks dance around. They get it back to McKenna as he's in the high slot. Now he throws it to the far goal line. Mavericks with a sharp angle shot hits the side of the net. Puck stays in play as it hippity hops on to the right side. Koski over to McKenna on the left. As we're halfway through the Kansas City power play, Mavericks have had the puck in the offensive zone the whole time. Over to Kate Borchard, left wing, as Aragon got 2 minutes for slashing. That's a penalty. McKenna, left side, shot is blocked away by Gallant. Now Kansas City throws to the near corner. Hayhurst pitches it up top as Koski over on the right wing, fakes to his left. He skates towards the circle. Now he gets it across to McKenna. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide as it might have bounced off a Grizzly out in front. Man, the Grizzlies finally clear it out. Good job by, I believe that's Tyler Penner and company, as Grizzlies will make a full line change. So do the Mavericks. Less than 30 seconds left in their power play as we're in business on a Sunday afternoon as we're scoreless 2.5 minutes in. Kansas City will cross center ice as Nolan Walker gains line. He feeds to the near side. Now back to Walker as he'll pitch it towards the far side as it goes to Kyle Jackson, number 8. Jackson will drift it up top, left point. Mavericks will dish it across towards Tucker Robertson, the 20-year-old. Takes a righty shot that's blocked by Penner. As action towards the near side, Kansas City, Quinn Wicker's in the area, but Kansas City keeps it in right side. As Robertson, righty shot goes wide as it bounced off of, I believe, David Cotton, number 13. Robertson, right wing shot is blocked again. Out of the box is Aaron Aragon. Successful penalty kill for the Grizzlies. They push it ahead. Berg chases after it, and he collides with Jake McLaughlin deep in the Kansas City zone. Mavericks come up with the puck near side as Nolan Walker gets around Stapley. Now pitch it to the near side as it goes towards Robertson. Tucker Robertson's had a good series. He gets blasted at center ice, but the puck goes to Kansas City as they enter the zone. Mavericks get it up top to Ryan Devine, their leading penalty minute getter. He'll throw it to the left side, now to the far corner. Kansas City pitches it out in front. Lefty shot is blocked away. Kansas City trying to get it back as they hack away towards home, and the Mavericks score. There's multiple bodies out there. Robertson, Schoenbart. Let's see who gets credited with the goal. Nolan Walker out there as well. And the Mavericks get on the board. As Schoenbart took the shot, it bounced off a Grizzly. Schoenbart got it back, fired onto home. Mavericks kept hacking away. In the area was Cade Borchard. It looks like Borchard is going to get the goal. I wonder if it almost looked like he had a hand in the way. I wonder if he just kind of brushed it in with his hand or if it was a stick. That's one they might want to take a closer look at. Mavericks have scored first. 16:34 is left in the first period. So I wonder if they're going to take an extra look on video replay. As now everybody's towards the Kansas City bench. One of the linesmen talking with Tad O'Had. That's Jake Paw, one of the linesmen. Carl Van Hassel's the other linesman. As it looks like they are going to video replay. Dylan Fitz having a conversation with Cole Koski as they're looking things over. Fitz on Friday picked up his second pro hat trick of his career, as he also had a hat trick on January 14th of 2022 when he was a member of Orlando. They showed the replay. Puck was in front of the crease. Borchard got knocked down, and then the puck was near his hand, and it almost looked like, you could almost say that he had brushed it with his hand into the back of the net. Hard to say. His skate and his stick was in the almost about the same area as his hand as he got knocked down, it looked like. We'll see, though. 16:34 left in the first. The play is under review. We believe the call on the ice was a good goal. So Fitz and Koski continue their conversation. Kansas City has taken the first two shots of the game. Mavericks had a ton of offensive zone time on their power play, but weren't able to get too many good looks there, as Grizzlies penalty kill just kind of did a good job kind of boxing, making a box around the crease. We're just getting underway, so pull up a chair and grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Sunday with us. Cade Borchard wondering if he had scored his 13th of the year. Here's a call by the referee. No goal on the play. They say no goal. And hand motion as if Borchard kind of brushed it with his hand into the back of the net. And that's the motion he's giving Cole Koski. So it's now a scoreless game as the goal was taken away from Cade Borchard thanks to video replay. Tad O'Had not arguing it too much, as the replay was pretty obvious as to what Cade Borchard did. Good call by Chaz Noche, the referee with two Z's in his first name. Utah wins the draw. They're at neutral ice. Actually, they're back in their own zone now. The draw was at neutral ice. Grizzlies skating from right to left. Puck bounced off a Koski stick as Wesley has to hustle after the loose puck. It goes between Mayhew's legs towards the near boards. Mayhew gets pushed, and the puck goes to Wesley, who skates around Arvid Holm as he'll chip it towards the neutral ice. It goes back to the Mavericks. Kansas City pitches it in as Holm gloves it and drops it for Wesley. He'll get it to Stapley, who's been outstanding in February. He'll push it to his left as Mavericks get to Mayhew, back to Stapley, who skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the right, tries to split the double team. He gets knocked down, no penalty, as the puck drifts off the near boards. Mayhew in the areas, it skips to center ice. Grizzlies have it. Utah at center ice gets to Brandon Cutler, the leading goal scorer on the team. He'll throw it back deep in the Grizzly zone as Cutler comes off the ice. Utah moves it ahead, but it's taken away by Kansas City at the center ice logo. Taking is Jeremy McKenna, the number one star last night, as he gets around Max Neal and pushes ahead. As Mavericks enter the zone, Robertson throws it to the near corner. It goes to McKenna, who gets pushed, but McKenna's strong with the puck. He spent some time in the AHL this year, but he loses. He overskates it. Neal moves it ahead. Now goes back towards Mick Messner. Messner and Neal in the area. Messner crosses center ice. Neal drive it in. Morris plays behind his net, and he'll throw it to the far side as Kansas City will pitch it back deeper in their own zone. Mavericks with a right wing pass ahead. It doesn't connect as Holm doesn't play it. He lets Robbie Stucker play it. Stucker wearing number 40. As he'll drop it off. Now it goes to Neal, back to Stucker on the far side. 5 minutes in, no score. As Kansas City's taken one shot, Grizzlies haven't taken any. As Mavericks chase after the loose puck deep in their own zone. Now they'll feed it to the far corner as the Mavericks skate from left to right. As they try to saucer it out to center ice and fanned on it. Grizzlies throw it back in as they make a line change. Fatigue could play a factor as this game settles in. So it was big for that goal to get disallowed and keep it a scoreless game. Mavericks spending a lot of time in their own zone. Now they'll throw it out to center ice where it's taken by Teixeira for Utah. As we'll move it across to Semick, the Arizona State product, who pushes it into the zone. Semick had one assist last night. Turnover. Fitz bounces it off of Morris. And Fitz gets it back as it ricocheted off of Morris. Now Fitz right wing, righty shot. Saved by Morris. And he holds on as we get a whistle with 14:20 left in the first. Boy, Dylan Fitz with Utah's best look there so far. He had the puck at the near goal line, then tried to bounce it off of Morris, but instead of having it ricochet off Morris into the back of the net, it just ricocheted back towards Fitz. And he skated around the net, pitched it back up top to Teixeira. It went back to Fitz, and he fired a righty shot that had quite a bit of steam on it, and Morris was able to make a routine body save. But Dylan Fitz, you talked about what he's brought to the table this series. 3 goals on Friday, 1 goal and 1 assist last night, and he's certainly been a big contributor for the Grizzlies. Kansas City will toss it off the near boards. Grizzlies get it back in the zone as the Mavericks initially won the face-off. Fitz will backhand it in deep. Devine will feed it towards the near corner, and the puck goes deeper as Kansas City will toss it to center ice. The puck ricochets off the boards near Utah's bench. Teixeira will move it across. Utah will tap it off the near boards. It goes to Aragon, who tried to get it in, but McLaughlin was able to gather it about his blue line. As Mavericks enter the zone from the far side, Kansas City stops on the point. They get double-teamed. Teixeira took it away as Kansas City one-hands it to keep it in. Mavericks skate towards the right circle. Backhand shot. Save as it ricochets towards the far goal line. Grizzlies get it. Utah will carry it out to their blue line. Now they'll pitch it ahead. Kansas City gets it back. So bouncing off of the skate of Patrick Curry. Curry will backhand it in deep. It goes to Semick. As Semick on the near side will brush it off the near boards and goes back to Kansas City. Nate Konepke, who was the plus-minus star in the league in the month of January, led the all-league defensemen and all-league skaters in plus-minus in January. As Cole Koski skates towards the near corner, he gets blasted by Burke. Right side, Konepke fires lefty shot, kicked away by Holm. Rebound goes to Utah. As Grizz cross center ice, Mavericks back defensively. Utah enters the zone. They pitch it towards the far side. Utah trying to get it back up top. As Grizzlies get to the high slot, lefty shot. And that one goes wide and out of play as Mayhew had a pretty good look down the middle, but the puck just ended up ricocheting out of play. 13:02 left in the first period as we're in business on a Sunday afternoon. No score on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Still no score. 13 minutes left in the first period. Dylan Fitz has both of Utah's shots so far. Nate Konepke, Patrick Curry, and Casey Carew have the Kansas City shots. Draws in the Mavericks zone. Cole Gallant, who had 2 assists last night. He has 26 on the season, which is tied for second in the team. He wins the draw as Grizzlies' Nathan Burke will toss off the end boards. Grizzlies get held up along the wall by Duquette. Kansas City will backhand it ahead, but Mayhew left side throws it to the near goal line. Now back towards Bocage. Left side shot saved by Morris. Rebound goes towards the near side. Kansas City will carry it out of the zone. Koski's been active so far. He crosses center ice and dumps it in. He chases after it. Grizzlies, David Cotton of the Mavericks get knocked down. Utah will carry it across center ice. 3-on-2. Utah settles into the zone. They skate towards the left circle. Mayhew with a shot, and it's blocked away as the puck hops onto Gallant. He'll take a righty shot that's blocked away. Duquette behind the net. Gets the puck as Grizzlies will retreat defensively. Duquette danced around the near goal line. Now he's challenged by a Grizzly. Burke took it away from him. Burke feeds up to the high slot. Grizzlies keep it in as Wickers fakes a shot and skates towards the near corner. Wickers fires a tough angled shot that hits the side of the net. Burke behind the net loses it as Kansas City will move it off the near wing boards. Goes to center ice where it's regathered by the Grizzlies. Bocage fanned on a shot. Kansas City skates over to the left circle. Lefty shot is blocked away as Bocage recovered. Bocage throws it from one corner to the other as Mayhew will hustle after the loose puck as he collides with a Maverick along the far wing boards. Action deep in the Grizzly zone. Kansas City centers it. Lefty shot to score. What a play as Jake McLaughlin was able to fire on a puck that wobbled towards him. And what a beauty fight by Jake McLaughlin as the Mavericks have taken a 1-0 lead. Robertson was over on the far side. Puck lifted as he just kind of got it towards the corner. That saucer towards McLaughlin, who was cutting towards the net. As McLaughlin just fired away, it went stick side over the right shoulder of Arvid Holm. That was an amazing shot by Jake McLaughlin, who gets his 3rd goal of the season. So it's 1-0 Mavericks. Both teams have taken 4 shots. There's 11:35 left in the first. The assist went to Jeremy McKenna and Tucker Robertson. McKenna got the main assist as Robertson was near the corner, then nudged it to McKenna, and McKenna kind of lifted it towards the middle, and McLaughlin with a beautiful one-timer cutting towards the net. As the Mavericks win the draw, they're back in their own zone, skating from left to right. They turn it over. Stapley, far side, gets it across to Wickers just outside the near circle. Take a lefty shot. It's saved away by Morris. Kansas City gets the rebound as McLaughlin, the goal scorer, skates around his net. McLaughlin will chip it ahead. Stapley cuts it off and keeps it in far side. Now the Grizzlies skate towards their left. Adam Berg lefty shot, and it's blocked away. I think that was blocked by Casey Carew. Now the Mavericks get it back towards Carew as he one-hands it at center ice. It wobbles off his stick onto Stucker. Stucker will diagonal it to the near side for Cutler at the Utah line as Cutler gets it back towards either Teixeira or Wickers. Grizzlies throw it to center ice and dump it in as Morris will drop it off for Nate Konepke, who led the league in plus-minus in the month of January. At least that's what I was trying to say a couple minutes ago. Konepke's got good size at 6'3", 198. So brush it towards the near side for Nolan Walker, who pushed it ahead. As they try to get it back to Walker, it bounced off a Gallant stick. Walker overskates it, high snot. Konepke walks in. He'll take a lefty shot, saved by Holm. Rebound kicks back off the far boards as Walker will backhand it towards the far corner. Kansas City settles in the attack zone. They get it up top to Konepke, right point. So backhand it towards Curry, who gets occupied by Semick. Puck rolls towards the far side. Now back to Curry as Teixeira hits Curry as Teixeira takes a puck away. As he'll skate along the near boards. Now move it ahead to Messner across the center ice as Messner backhands it in. Grizzlies chase after the loose puck far corner as Gallant gets spun around. Kansas City takes the puck. As Mavericks will move it out to center ice. Now they'll cross center and they'll feed it to the left wing. Mavericks get to the left circle. Now they veer off to the right. Kansas City drops it off, but the puck goes wide to the mark. Utah chasing after it. Morris will play the puck behind his net. Boy, he almost played it in the goaltender's restricted area, which would have been a penalty. Kansas City skates back into the zone left side. They get it across as Duquette right wing. Lefty shot. Goes wide and out of play. There's a couple sticks in the way as his shot goes wide and stops play. 9:31 left in the first. Jake McLaughlin scored 8:25 into the first period with McKenna and Robertson getting the assists. Mavericks lead the Grizzlies 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain
Kansas City 1, Utah 0. As we're halfway through the first period, Kansas City leads the shot count 5-4. Jacob Hayhurst will take the draw for Kansas City. Boy, he's been public enemy number one among Grizzlies fans' eyes this season against Utah. Hayhurst has 6 goals and 5 assists. Off the draw, Mavericks shoot, they score, and it's now a 2-0 game. As Hayhurst won the draw, and it went towards Cole Koski. We mentioned Koski's been one of their more active forwards. He got the puck and fired away as he gets his 18th of the year. As Hayhurst won it cleanly on to Koski. Koski fired a righty shot, and it just got through Arvid Holm. And it just went stick side on Holm. That's where both of the Kansas City goals have been scored as they lead 2-0 with 9:28 left in the first. So a quick start by Kansas City. Friday night was the Grizzlies getting off to a fast start, but each of the last 2 nights, Kansas City took a 2-0 lead in the first period last night, and they got a 2-0 lead here in the rubber match of the 3-game set. Kansas City has the puck deep in their own zone about 11 minutes in as they lead 2-0 on goals from Jake McLaughlin and Cole Koski. As Mavericks will drag it out to neutral ice. They cross center, skate down the middle as Kansas City saucers it to the left side. Mavericks skate towards the far goal line, chip it out in front, shot is blocked away by Holm. Kansas City keeps it as Kyle Jackson, the near side. Will throw it towards the middle. Grizzlies get a stick in the way as the puck lifts in the air, bounces near Mayhew. As he'll carry it out to center ice. He'll push it ahead, but it goes too wide of the mark back to Kansas City. As back at neutral ice, Tucker Robertson back at his blue line will back it out. Now he pivots and gets around Bocage. As Robertson loses the puck, Grizzlies re-enter. High slot. Stapley gets back checked, but he keeps the puck far circle. Stapley back in. Shot. Saved by Morris. Rebound shot. Saved by Morris again. As the second shot was taken by Quinn Wickers. Wickers over in the near corner. He battles. Berg takes the puck. Gets it towards Cutler. One-timer, and it's blocked away before it got towards Morris. And the puck goes to Kansas City as they'll wobble it out to center ice. Grizzlies get it back at their blue line as they'll bounce it off the near boards. Cutler enters the zone. He stops to the point, near side, throws it across. It's turnover. Kansas City gets it. They got a breakaway. Patrick Curry skates down the middle, back in. Shot, saved by Home. Rebound shot, saved by Home again. As Curry gets blasted in the near point by Berg. Grizzlies get it out to center. Stapley carries it into the zone, gets to Cutler. He centers it to Berg. Berg gets occupied as he got held up along the right shoulder. Berg goes flying in the near corner by a Kansas City check. As puck on the near side and out to center ice. Nolan Walker gets it 2-on-2. He skates into the zone, but the Eagle Eye linesman says they're offside. 7:41 left in the first. Maybe there was a penalty there as Stapley was battling with Patrick Curry, and Curry's going to get a penalty. So that's why play stopped. It wasn't offside, but Curry gets a penalty, and the Grizzlies going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. Looks like holding's a signal from the referee. As Tad O'Had raises his right arm like an elementary school kid and says, I want to talk to you, Mr. Referee. As Curry and Berg, that might be the penalty as Curry just got Berg flying. And that wasn't holding, though, which was what the signal was. And then Curry later on, he got the holding call there on Brett Stapley as Stapley was trying to exit the zone. So it wasn't the hit on Berg that got the penalty. It was him dragging Stapley to the ice as Stapley was skating towards neutral ice. That's what the penalty was. And Tad O'Had did get his explanation from the referee. He literally raised his right arm and pretty much like, hey, I want to talk to you, like he's a fifth grader at Fox Hills Elementary. Shout out Fox Hills Elementary. I learned a lot from there, kindergarten through sixth grade. Drop in the Kansas City zone. Mick Messner will take it against Jacob Hayhurst, who has 1 assist tonight, and he has 12 points this season against the Grizzlies. 7:41 left in the first period. Mavericks lead 2-0. As Hayhurst will talk things over with Jake McLaughlin. McLaughlin wearing an A on his sweater. Messner crouches down low. He's got 13 goals and 18 assists this year. Utah wins the draw as Wesley gets it up top. As Robbie Stucker will push it to his right. I believe that's Stapley. Over to Stucker, back to Wesley. He danced around the left point. Now move it across to Stapley. Stapley throws it up top for Stucker. Now to Wesley at the left circle. Wesley with a righty shot. Saved by Morris. Grizzlies hack away, but Morris is covered up. Cale Morris really had a bit of a struggle on Friday night. Statistically, he's a lot better than what he showed 2 days ago. So the first shot of Utah's power play was taken by Josh Wesley from the left circle. Morris made a clean save. Messner was out there trying to either redirect it or get a rebound, but Morris was able to gobble it cleanly. As Kansas City converged on Messner to make sure that he didn't touch Morris. Tucker Robertson will take the draw against Messner. Second faceoff of this power play for Utah. The Grizz are up to 6 shots. Kel Morris has stopped them all. Mavericks win the draw. They'll skip it around their net. The Mavericks will sail it all the way out towards Arvid Holm as it ricochets off the end boards deep in the Grizzlies zone. Wesley gets the Stucker on the far side. He'll move it across. Grizzlies couldn't reach it. Now it goes to the near side as Burke gets hit. As Tucker Robertson skates towards the near corner of the Grizzlies zone, he gets pushed by Stucker. Now the Grizzlies get it back. Utah will get it to Stucker as he'll get to neutral ice. He crosses the center orange line over to Berg. Make that Burke who enters the zone. He gets up top. Turnover. Jeremy McKenna's got a breakaway. Skates down the middle. He's back checked by Messner. Great defensive play by Messner to poke it away. McKenna gets it back as he pivots towards the far corner. He takes a righty shot, and that goes wide. As the Grizzlies get the rebound off the end boards, Utah will start to filter some players on and off as Stucker will hold on to the puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. As Kansas City leads 2-0, 6.5 minutes left in the first. Stucker will advance into center ice. He loses it. Cade Borchard skates down the middle. He gets taken off the puck by a Grizzly. Good job by Alex Bocage. Near the Grizzlies bench, Utah finishes up their line change as Stucker exits. Grizzlies get it ahead towards Bocage. He throws it behind his back as Grizz gets to center ice. As Mayhew enters the zone, as he'll shuffle along the left wing. Now wrap the puck around the boards towards the far side. Now it goes back towards Mayhew. As Cutler gets it in the left point, a bounce off a Grizzly, and that's Stapley, but the puck exits the zone. Kansas City, 10 seconds left in their penalty kill. Have the puck with less than 6 minutes left in the first. As Kansas City will sell it into Grizzlies territory deep. Holm plays it behind his net. He'll throw it to the far corner out of the box. As Jacob Hayhurst are back to 5-on-5 skating. As Grizzlies carried out to center ice. Utah enters the zone. Stapley gets around to Mavericks. Centers it to Cutler, but it's picked off by the Mavericks. Like Kansas City's been better defensively today than they've been in each of the first two games. As Casey Crew enters the zone, he'll dump it to the corner. He gets around Semick and also gets around Stapley as he'll push it to the far side as Kansas City gets it back towards the far circle, dropping off for Curry as he gets hit by Semick. Both guys wear number 17. Curry gets it up top, high slot, lefty shot is blocked away before it got to home. Grizzlies try to clear it out, but it stays deeper in the Grizzlies zone as Utah to the far side gets double team. Stapley gets a good shoulder check from Kansas City. Utah will chase after it. It goes deep in the Mavericks zone. Kansas City gets it as Duquette will push it to the near side. As the Mavericks, Casey Crew will nudge it to the far side. Kansas City back in their own zone as Duquette gets back checked as they'll throw it to the far side there without one of their best players, Max Andreoff, who didn't play last night and appears he's not in there again today. Mavericks throw it to the far side. Aragon challenged the play. Now Kansas City gets out to center as they cross the red line as they got tripped up, no call. Aragon skates towards the left circle. Lefty shot. Saved by Morris, and he holds on with 4:31 left in the first. And it looks like Duquette is attacking Aragon, as is McLaughlin. Not really sure what Aragon did, but three Mavericks are now very upset at Aaron Aragon. As Duquette and McLaughlin talking with the referee, wanting a penalty on Aragon. Didn't see what he did, as Aragon just took an innocent-looking shot from the left side. He must have done something away from the screen. 4:31 left in the first. Both teams were 0 for 1 in the power play. Kansas City has a 2-0 lead late in the first period. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. From huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it. And get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to the Flow Sports and YouTube simulcast here on a Sunday afternoon. The rubber match of a 3-game set. Jake McLaughlin gave Kansas City a 1-0 lead, 8:25 in, and then 2 minutes and 7 seconds later, Cole Koski scored right off the draw with a righty shot that went through Arvid Holm to make it 2-0. For McLaughlin, it was his third goal of the season. Cole Koski picked up his 18th of the year. Kansas City's got 3 players who have 23 or more goals. Hayhurst has 23 goals. Nolan Walker has 25, but the club leader is Patrick Curry with 27. As it draws in the Kansas City zone, Nathan Burke will crouch down and take the draw against Nolan Walker. Walker wins the faceoff as Jake McLaughlin, the first goal scorer, will skate towards the far corner. Now skate up ice as he'll move it ahead to Walker down the middle. He'll pitch it to the right side for Borchert. Borchert will stop skating as it appears the Mavericks were offside with 4:19 left in the first. We're just hanging out in the Grizz Cave next to the Grizzlies team store, and we apologize if you're listening on YouTube, as we're just trying to find a way to describe the game the best we can, but there are going to be some details that go missing. Draws at new tries. Jake McLaughlin talks things over. He was with Kansas City last year. He's probably the Mavericks' best defenseman last year. Kansas City has really upped their game in terms of talented forwards this season. Mavericks win the draw, and the first place Mavericks will throw it to the right corner, as they've been a tough team for the Grizzlies all year, but Utah's 2-3 against Kansas City. Every matchup so far this year has been at Kansas City. Deep in the Grizzlies zone near side, the Mavericks skate towards the right point, dropping off from McLaughlin, right circle, as he'll lay it for Curry near side. He'll pitch it across left point. Mavericks will float it towards the far corner slowly. Kansas City lose the puck. Grizzlies skating from right to left in the first period as we see it. They get to new try, says Wickers flubs it as Mavericks throw it to the left side, skipping puck over a Kansas City stick. Curry, left side, throws to the far goal line for Walker, dance around. Now Walker in the far corner as he gets pushed by Stucker as they get it up top. Grizzlies clearing out the center. Good shoulder check by Kansas City to cut off Bocaj's pursuit. Mavericks skate around Morris's net. Morris wearing dark pads with a dark helmet. In fact, the pads look like they're black that Morris is wearing today. Kansas City far side still in their own zone, trying to nudge it out to center ice, and the puck does. Grizzlies will try to advance it, and it goes to Stapley around the Grizzlies bench as he pivots, gets to center ice, and throws it to Cutler, enters the zone. Cutler fakes it to Berg as he skates towards the left point and dumps it in as Berg collides with a Maverick. The Kansas City's Nate Konepke gets held up in the near corner. Berg with a puck trying to get to Stapley, but Stapley gets pushed by Konepke, and Kansas City gets it. And Hayhurst over towards Koski. Koski, the second goal scored today, gets to center ice and dumps it in. He chases after it with good speed. Mavericks throw it towards the middle, and it kicks off a Holm on a shot that looked more like a centering pass, but it got onto Holm as Mavericks get to center ice, and they'll dump it back in. Holm plays it behind his net. Holm, the former Manitoba Moose, and earlier this season with the Colorado Eagles in the AHL, as the puck's in the near corner. Grizzlies pitchfork it back to center. Konepke accepts it at center ice as he'll throw it towards the far side, and a hot pass that connects as Kansas City backhands it in deep. Grizzlies chase after it. 2:17 and counting left in the first. As the puck's in the left point, Kansas City keeps in the attack zone. Duquette, righty shot goes wide as he didn't get much on it. Kansas City at the far goal line as they'll throw it around Utah's net. Mavericks, right side, sharp angled shot hits the side of the net that was taken by Borchard, one of the best rookies in the league. Now up top, righty shot gets kicked away. Holm might have gotten a piece of it as it skipped towards the end boards. Mavericks center it out in front. It's picked off by Mayhew. Grizzlies did a good job occupying a Kansas City skater out in front. As the puck is clearing out to center, Mavericks chase after it. Their blue line. Messner hustles after it, and the puck skips towards the point. Duquette will slide it across off a Mavericks skate. It goes back to Kansas City as they'll move it to the right side for McKenna. McKenna will get to center ice, and he'll fire it to the left corner as the puck skips on two hops to the ice off the Barbasol sign. As the Grizzlies on the far side will carry it out to neutral ice. Utah crosses center. Teixeira will throw it to the right point now across to Fitz. Righty shot goes wide from the left wing as he tried to go glove side on Morris. Grizzlies chase after it. Holm in the far corner, skates around his net, and he'll toss it towards the near wing boards. Utah tries to clear it out, and it does to center as the puck hippity hops on out towards McLaughlin. He'll get to Ryan Devine, who throws it in from center ice. Holm behind his net plays it again. 1 minute left in the first period and counting as Holm drops it off for Wickers, who gets to the far side for Teixeira. As he'll move it towards Fitz. Fitz gets near the Grizzlies bench. Diagonal pass towards the near side. Ricochets off the boards. Aragon gets it. He skates towards the near corner. He gets held up as the puck near Aragon's ankle, hacking away and getting it at Schoenbart. They'll throw it around Kansas City's net. The Mavericks diagonal it to the right side. They couldn't quite get it at center ice as icing was on Kansas City as Hayhurst dove at center ice to try to get a piece of it, but just couldn't as icing is on Kansas City with 35 seconds left in the first. Not too many shots taken by either side. According to the score bug on the left corner of the Flow Sports screen, Kansas City has 9 shots and the Grizzlies are up to 7. Cole Gallant will take the face-off. He's been one of the best rookies in the league. Gallant will take it against Jacob Hayhurst. And the face-off won by Kansas City. McLaughlin will fling it towards the far side. It goes out of play, but the officials say it tipped off the glass, so no delay of game penalty. Both teams have had one power play, and both clubs are 0 for 1 on the power play so far this afternoon. It's a rubber match of a 3-game set. Grizzlies road trip continues later this week. They will be in Boise to take on the Steelheads this upcoming Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Idaho is at Tulsa, and that game has just gotten underway as it started about the same time the Grizzlies did. We'll give you an update on that during the first intermission. Kansas City wins the draw. They'll throw it all the way into the Grizzlies zone. No icing, says the linesman. Far side, Kansas City gets double-teamed in the Grizzlies zone. Utah trying to hack it away as the puck skips towards the left point. Mavericks throw it back to the far circles. They lay it back to the spot that was occupied by the scrum. Mavericks throw it towards the right side. Grizzlies get a stick in the way. Now down the middle, Walker shot, saved by Holm. Kansas City hacks away. Shot goes wide. Now at the buzzer, Mavericks fire towards the net, and Holm makes a stop. As I'll do it for 20 minutes over at Cable Dahmer Arena. As looks like Nathan Burke and Nolan Walker, or actually it's Bocage and Walker. As looked like Bocage had Walker's stick, and now they get separated by the linesmen as both teams cease and desist and head to their respective dressing rooms. Good first period by Kansas City as they got goals from Jake McLaughlin and Cole Koski. Mavericks lead the Grizzlies 2-0. We'll recap the first 20 minutes. We'll also go over some scores from around the league, including that Idaho at Tulsa game. That's the rubber match of a 3-game series. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh forever.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Through one period over at Cable Dahmer Arena, Kansas City leads Utah 2-0. I'm Tyson Whiting. Mavericks outshot the Grizzlies 10-7 in the first period. Kansas City had an early power play. Aaron Aragon got 2 minutes for slashing, 39 seconds into the contest. Mavericks had the puck in the offensive zone just about the entire power play, but just couldn't get a shot. They couldn't get more than 1 or 2 shots. They were very patient with their approach. Grizzlies did a good job of kind of occupying the middle. Kansas City was able to throw it from side to side, kind of that 3-man game where you got one guy in each circle and you had a guy up top, and they really worked that 3-man game quite a bit. Mavericks like to run a play where they got a guy at one of the goal lines, get him a pass, and then that guy's got multiple options, and a couple times, including one of the goals Saturday, likes to throw it back from one goal line over to the opposite circle and get a one-timer from there. Almost looks like the Grizzlies, are up to that play, and they just are letting them get around the perimeter a little bit. But, Kansas City wasn't able to score on their power play. It stayed a scoreless game. But the Mavericks were able to score 8:25, and it was a pretty good play. As action was over in the far corner, Tucker Robertson just kind of nudged it towards McKenna. Then McKenna towards the middle. He had to get some air under the puck, and he did. As it just kind of saucer towards the middle, McLaughlin is cutting towards the net. McLaughlin was able to get it, and almost in one motion, just kind of sliced the puck towards the net, and it ended up in about the perfect spot, scoring on what, you almost have to really tip your hat. Nothing that Homer, the Grizzlies defense, could have done. It was just an outstanding play by McLaughlin as he scored 8:25 in. McKenna and Robertson got the assist, and that's how they took a 1-0 lead. 2 minutes, 7 seconds later, there's a face-off in the right circle, and Kansas City won it. Hayhurst over to Koski. Koski fired away on a righty shot, and it got past Arvid Holm to make it 2-0, as the time of that goal was 10:32 into the first period. Utah got a power play as Patrick Curry got 2 minutes for holding, 12:19 into the first. I remember Josh Wesley had a shot. I think there might have been one other look the Grizzlies had on that power play, but they just couldn't find a way to find the back of the net. And, it stayed a 2-0 game, and that's where we stand after 20 minutes of play. Both teams are 0 for 1 in the power play. For the Grizzlies, and there are 7 shots in the first. Quinn Wickers and Dylan Fitz each have 2. Fitz actually took Utah's first 2 shots of the night. Messner, Aragon, and Bocage each had 1 shot. For Kansas City, they took 10 shots in the first period. Nate Konepke and Patrick Curry each have 2 shots, and then 6 other Mavericks have 1 shot, including McLaughlin and Koski, who each found the back of the net. Arvid Holm for Utah stopped 8 of 10, and for Kansas City, Kel Morris saved all 7 shots he saw in the first period. After 1 period, Kansas City leads Utah 2-0. When we come back, we'll go over some other scores in the league, including that Idaho and Tulsa matchup. As Tulsa did get a big victory against Idaho last night, the final score was 10-4. And remember, in the first game of that set, Idaho won in overtime. So the Oilers have 3 out of 4 standings points so far in the series, and they're looking to take 5 out of 6 as they take on Idaho. That game is through 1 period. We'll give you an update on that score as well as the other games in the league. We'll also go over some NHL scores as well. Once again, after 1 period, it's Kansas City 2, Utah 0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. First intermission over at Cable Dama Arena. Kansas City leads 2-0. On Friday night, Idaho got an overtime victory as Trevor Zins got the game winner as he redirected a Will Merchant shot. Last night, Tulsa won 10-4, and in the rubber match of the 3-game set, they're through 1 period over at BOK Center. Tulsa leads 1-0 as Tyler Polson scored a 17th goal of the season unassisted, 16:56 into the first. Tulsa outshot Idaho 19-6 in the first period. For Tulsa, Gage Alexander, their goaltender, stopped all 6 shots. Kylie for Idaho is the goaltender this afternoon, and he stopped 18 of 19. So a big shot edge for the Tulsa Oilers, which is very uncharacteristic of the Idaho Steelheads. Tulsa leads that game 1-0. Remember, the Grizzlies will face the Idaho Steelheads later this week over at Idaho Central Arena. It's a big 3-game set, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Face off all 3 nights will be at 7:10. Remember, the Grizzlies will return home, and they'll play a 3-game series against the Rapid City Rush. Rapid City is in action today. In fact, the Rush got a big 5-3 victory over the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. That was certainly much needed for Scott Burt's crew, as Rapid City had lost 8 in a row up until today. But the losing streak comes to an end as Rapid City comes away with a 5-3 victory. And don't forget, the Grizzlies' next home game will be against the Rapid City Rush 12 days from now. It'll be in AFCU Friday, where tickets start just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. So you got an outstanding deal. I mean, can you even get a good meal for $10 anymore? Hey, you can get to a Grizzlies game as they take on the Rapid City Rush. It's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Monday series, March 8th, 9th, and 11th. And the final game of that series is going to be a Smith's Family Night. 4 tickets for $40 and then $10 for each additional ticket. In that Rapid City victory, they got goals from Alex Aliardi, Brett Gravel, Simon Boykos turned out to be an outstanding addition to their club, Keanu Yamamoto, and Jimmy Soper. Each found the back of the net for Rapid City. It was a very balanced attack as they defeat Greenville 5-3. But how about this for an odd stat in that game? Greenville outshot Rapid City 50-21. So the Rush got 5 goals on only 21 shots, and they were outshot 50-21. Matt Radomski had an outstanding game for Rapid City in net. He stopped 47 of 50. So Rapid City gets the victory 5-3 as their 8-game losing streak comes to an end, but they stay in last place in the Mountain Division. Other action in the league, a couple games have gone final. Orlando defeats Atlanta 3-1. Maine over Cincinnati 6-3. Through 2 periods, Kalamazoo leads Wheeling 4-1. Wheeling's only goal so far was scored by former Grizzly forward Jordan Martell, who now has 19 goals in a Wheeling jersey. And late first period, no score between Fort Wayne and Toledo. We'll come back and give you some NHL scores. We'll also talk about what the Grizzlies need to do in the second period to come back in this one. Once again, the score after 1 period, Kansas City 2, Utah 0, as the Mavericks got goals from Jake McLaughlin and Cole Koski. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Kansas City leads Utah 2-0, first intermission. 7 NHL games today. One has gone final as Tampa Bay defeated New Jersey 4-1. One game in progress right now, early third period. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh in a barn burner. That game is tied at barn burner. That's easy for me to say. Score is tied at 4. That game's a national TV game over on TNT. At 4 o'clock, Carolina is at Buffalo. Detroit is at Chicago. The New York Rangers take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And also at 4 o'clock, Arizona is at Winnipeg. And at 6 o'clock, Nashville is at the Anaheim Ducks. In NBA action, one game's gone final as Milwaukee defeats Philadelphia 119-98. 2 games in progress. Late fourth quarter, Phoenix leads the LA Lakers 110-104. Halfway through the second quarter, Dallas leads the Indiana Pacers 47-45. At 4 o'clock, Cleveland is at Washington. At 5 o'clock, Orlando is at Atlanta. Chicago is at New Orleans. Also at 5 o'clock, the Denver Nuggets take on the Golden State Warriors in a battle of the last 2 NBA champions. Oklahoma City is at Houston. At 6 o'clock, San Antonio is at Utah. Jazz are a 7-point favorite. At 7 o'clock, Charlotte is at Portland, and at 7:30, Sacramento is at the LA Clippers. We'll come back and have second period action as Kansas City leads Utah 2-0. They'll skate 5-on-5 in a few minutes as you've been listening to the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh forever.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today.
Black Bear Diner.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. We talked about the road trip. Obviously, it's game 3 of 6 straight on the road. The Grizzlies will be in Boise this Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. But remember, the Grizzlies do have a 6-game homestand coming up beginning on March 8th with an AFCU Friday, a 7:10 start against Rapid City. And with AFCU Fridays, tickets start just $10 with your AFCU debit or credit card when you pay at the Mavericks Center box office. Saturday is going to be a lot of fun. March 9th, the Grizzlies and the Rush will meet at 7 o'clock. And then a Smith's Family Night will be on Monday, March 11th, and that's a 7:10 start. With Smith's Family Night, it's 4 tickets for just $40, and each additional ticket after that is just $10. Military Night, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company, is going to be on Saturday, March 16th. That's going to be the first of a 3-game set as Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals will be in town. Sunday will be a 3:10 start on March 17th, the second of that 3-game set against Norfolk. And then a Smith's Family Night will complete the series and complete the 6-game homestand on Monday, March 18th. So it should be a lot of fun. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com or call 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. We'll come back and have second period action in 30 seconds. Once again, the score is Kansas City 2 and the Grizzlies nothing. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Grizzlies hockey. Kansas City leads 2-0. Grizzlies have had some outstanding performances by the captain, Josh Wesley. Wesley's got a point in 8 of his last 9 games. In fact, he's got goals in 6 of his last 9. Josh Wesley's been one of the best team leaders in team history. As looks like we're about set for second period action. I believe it's going to be the same 5 for the Grizzlies to start the second period. That's Dylan Fitz, Aaron Aragon, and the Ironman Tyler Penner. For Penner, we talked about last month how if he counted the playoffs, his consecutive game streak had reached 200. For Penner, he's played in 195 straight regular season games. Today is consecutive game 196. So when the Grizzlies come back home, knock on wood, if he's able to play all 3 games against Idaho, that means his 200th consecutive regular season game will be the homestand opener against the Rapid City Rush March 8th. If you count the playoffs, Tyler Penner has appeared in 220 consecutive regular season games. This is game 220. In his Grizzlies career, he has 33 goals and 39 assists. Penner will take the draw against Patrick Curry, as I believe we're skating 5-on-5 here to start the second period. Grizzlies will be skating from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Kansas City will be skating from right to left. Patrick Curry taking the draw for Kansas City. Curry is one of the best players in the league. He's second in the league with 60 points on the season. He was held off the scoring sheet in the first period. Grizzlies win the draw. Wesley will move it ahead. It goes past Dylan Fitz. Penner chases after it as he collides with Kansas City and number 19, Jacob Rahani. As Mavericks out to center ice, they'll dump it in. Wesley chasing after it. He gets the loose puck and skates around Utah's net towards the near side. He gets to Fitz, who diagonals it off the stick of Aragon. Kansas City will throw it back into their own zone as they spread the ice skating from right to left. Schumbart gets to center ice. No pitch it in as the puck skips off the ice and ricochets off the far corner. As Burke gets spun around, Wesley in the area. Kansas City throws it towards the end boards. Mayhew is shadowing Kansas City like a hawk as the puck goes up top to the right side. Now across. And a lefty shot saved by Holm. He holds on. Jacob Rahani took the shot wearing number 19. Rahani in his 3rd game with the Mavericks. As Holm holds on, he has stopped 9 of 11 so far as Kansas City gets the first shot of the second period. 44 seconds in, as both teams will change things up. Draw's going to be in the near circle. Tucker Robertson will take it against Cole Gallant. As Gallant stares down Robertson. Draw won by Gallant, the Western Michigan product. Wickers gets it towards Stucker as he one-hands it ahead, but the puck stays in the corner towards Stucker. Mavericks around the net. Robertson chases after it. He's got good speed. He gets the puck in the far corner as he's being shadowed by Wickers. Robertson pitches it up top to the right side. Now back to Robertson. He'll fire a righty shot, saved by Holm, and he holds on as he freezes the puck in minute 4 into the second period. So Draw's going to stay in the Grizzlies zone, and for Utah, they're looking for those good scoring chances. You know, Utah doesn't necessarily take a ton of shots in terms of quantity, but the Grizzlies do usually get a good quality of looks, and that's really what the case was on Friday night, scoring 7 goals on 27 shots. Mavericks win the draw, left side, lefty shot, saved by Holm. Puck still in play towards the near boards. As the Mavericks skate around the net towards the far side, Kansas City will throw it towards the right circle. Robertson, righty shot, is blocked away as Bocage will move it ahead, and goes to Gallant, who skates towards the right circle, righty shot. And that one goes wide as he went stick side on Morris. Puck at center ice. Grizzlies backing out into their own zone. Stucker has a glance off his stick. He has to chase after it. He'll tap it off the glass. It goes high into the air, bounces towards Stucker as he battles with Kyle Jackson. Now another Grizzly has it as Teixeira will advance it to center ice as the puck goes towards the left wing. Now back towards Teixeira. One-timer goes wide from the high slot as it ricochets back towards Morris, who holds on with 18:09 left in the second. Draw's going to be in the Kansas City zone as Teixeira was over to the left side, dropped it off for Berg. Berg had it bounce off the glass onto Morris, who was able to gobble it in the crease. Ryan Devine talking things over with the two linesmen. Devine sporting a beard. 18:09 left in the second as Devine's going to glide slowly towards the bench as both teams make a change before the faceoff. Stapley talking things over with the Grizzlies defensive unit. Adam Berg will be on the left wing. Brandon Cutler will take the draw. Kansas City's taking the first 3 shots of the second period. Mavericks win the faceoff. They'll tap it off the near glass. Mavericks hack away to Grizzlies' ankle trying to clear the zone, and they do. Teixeira throws it back in. Mavericks back in their own zone will move it ahead as Kansas City will tap it off the near boards to Curry. Curry moves down the middle. Mavericks enter the zone. They get it back to Curry near side as he spins it around behind Kansas City's net. Backhand shot goes wide as the puck trickles towards the near side. Berg gets hit but keeps it and gets it towards Stapley. Gets it back towards Berg. He enters the zone. Veers off to the left circle. He stops, pivots back towards the point as he gets it towards Cutler. Left wing. Lefty shot. And saved by Morris. And he holds on. A lot of traffic out in front as Stapley was trying to redirect it. But Morris gobbles it up. 2:30 into the second. So Draw's going to be in the Kansas City zone. Remember, next time you go to a Grizzlies game, to stop by the team store. All sorts of good stuff. Hats, T-shirts, souvenir pucks, all sorts of stuff. Go to the Grizzlies team store next time you go to a Grizzlies game. Stapley will stare down Jacob Hayhurst at the face-off circle. Linesman Carl Van Hassel will drop the puck, and it's won by Kansas City deep in their zone, skating from right to left. Mavericks move it towards David Cotton out to neutralize, so move it to his right. Mavericks will fling it in. It goes to Holm, who lets it go off the end boards as the Grizzlies toss it to the nearest side. As Brahani gave a good shoulder check to a Grizzly. As Utah back at center ice, Kansas City throws it back in. It's taken by Wesley as the Grizzlies spread the ice down by 2. He gets to Mayhew, who horizontally gets it to Cutler, back towards Wesley. Long-range pass off the far boards. Does it connect? According to the linesman, it didn't. Icing is on Utah with 16:55 left in the second. So we've had quite a few whistles here early on, and we haven't had much of a flow as the Mavericks are trying to win this 3-game set. Utah won 7-4 on Friday night in the series opener with Dylan Fitz getting the first hat trick for Utah this season. Saturday night was a 7-5 Kansas City win. There's the camera operator over in Kansas City. He's doing a great job. And so he should get shown on the Flow Sports feed. It looks like they're lingering a little bit before the draw here, as both teams do have 5 skaters, but it looks like both teams just occupying a little bit more time. Now it looks like the Grizzlies only have 4 out there, so Utah must have gotten a penalty. As it looks like the Grizzlies only have 4 on the ice, if I can see right now. A 5th Grizzly joins the play. Well, kind of interesting stall tactic after the icing. Both teams really taking their time, lingering around. Max Neal will take the draw against Jacob Hayhurst near circle. Kansas City's outshot Utah 3-1 here so far in the second period. Neal, the former University of Waterloo product, he wins the draw as Mayhew skates towards his own corner near side. Now he pivots and advances the puck towards the far side. Wesley chasing after it with Hayhurst. Hayhurst gets there first, but it goes back to Cole Gallant, who crosses center ice. 1-on-3, settles into the zone. Skates towards the left side, stops. Skates back towards the left point. Now fires a righty shot towards the net. Now it goes to the far goal line. Lefty shot goes wide. Stucker in the right point, gets it to Gallant. High slot. Righty shot is blocked away. Kansas City will move it out to center ice. Mavericks enter the zone. 3-on-5. As they'll throw it towards the far corner. It's picked off by Gallant, who gets it to Max Neal. Skates in front of Holm. Now he skates behind Holm and flings it towards the far side. Utah will wobble it out to center ice. The puck bounced towards Neal. Mavericks get it and throw it back in. Holm, far side of his net, gets it to the corner. Grizzlies outlet it, but Kansas City keeps it in at the point. Mavericks lose the puck. Grizzlies clear it out to center. It goes back to the Mavericks at their blue line. Kansas City diagonals it to the left side as the pass connects for Schoenbart. He throws it into the far corner. Stucker rolls along the wall. It's cut off by Schoenbart. He centers it out in front. Mavericks couldn't reach it. That was Casey Crew. Now Crew battles with the Grizzly. High slot. Kansas City keeps it in as they'll slide towards their left. As McLaughlin, the first goal scorer of the day, avoids a check of Stucker. As Stucker gets the puck, he's around Utah's net towards the far side. Now skate down the middle. Stucker moves it to the near side for Aragon. Aragon tried to center to bounce off of McLaughlin. Penner chases after it in the near corner. Now the puck goes from one corner to the other side as Fitz delivers a good shoulder check. Left side, Semick with the lefty shot that goes wide. As Teixeira rolls along the boards, Kansas City cuts it off behind their net with Morris still in front. As Schoenbart will throw it back to a defenseman as Kansas City spreads the ice. They'll get some new forwards out there as the Mavericks outlet it to center ice, and they'll dump it in. As puck along the near corner, Grizzlies will move it ahead to Bocage, who gets the center ice. He'll throw it to his left. Now back to Bocage, right circle, righty shot. Saved by Morris. He holds on with 14:52 left in the second. Pretty good play by the Grizzlies. Bocage threw it towards center ice, and then they got it back to Bocage. He had plenty of time, skated towards the right circle, but Morris was able to make the stop. Alex Bocage, you can count on 4 or 5 shots a game from him. In the previous 9 games he's played with the Grizzlies, he's had 42 shots, an average of 4.5 per game. Robertson will take the draw against Utah's Cole Gallant. Draw won by Kansas City, even though Gallant was the one that got more of the puck than Robertson. As Gallant near goal line dances around as he's got the puck as he surveys. He'll throw it over to the high slot. Now back to the far circle. Righty shot is blocked away by Morris, chest high. Puck skips towards Burke. Make that Teixeira. He'll roll it along the boards. Robertson chases after it. It goes to McKenna. As the Mavericks spread the ice, Grizzlies retreat defensively as Kansas City will carry it across center ice. Down the middle, Mavericks enter the zone. They veer it off to the left for Robertson, who tried to throw it across to Jackson. Pass didn't connect as it ricochets off the far boards. Grizzlies out to center ice. Teixeira throws it in. Mavericks chase after it, and it's icing on Utah's. Teixeira dumped it in from Grizzlies territory. 14:13 left in the second. It's still 2-0 Mavericks as Grizzlies still looking for a little bit of continuity offensively. Kansas City's done a good job defensively here so far, and you wonder as the game progresses, how much is fatigue going to play a factor? Stapley will take the face-off against Walker. Utah wins it as Teixeira throws it out to center ice. It's gathered back by the Mavericks. They'll move it to the near side as the Mavericks skate into the zone. Kansas City drops it off for Walker. He throws it across. Skipping puck. Curry gets it off the far wall. Now they're trying to center it to Walker. It's poked away by Utah. Grizz might have numbers. They cross center ice. Burke throws it towards Stapley near the Grizzlies bench, but Kansas City gets there as they'll skate back into the attack zone. Right side. Burchard trying to locate the puck. He gets hit by Stapley. Grizzlies gather it. Utah crosses center ice. They'll dump it in. Utah chases towards the corner. Teixeira lefty shot goes wide. Puck along the near wall as Kansas City moves it out to Curry at center ice. He'll lay it out as Walker gets it. He skates down the middle. Cutler in the back check as a glance off his stick as Berg gets the loose puck. He'll skate to center ice 1-on-2. He races towards the left circle. Lefty shot. Saved by Morris. And he holds on. 13 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second. It's the Mavericks 2 and the Grizzlies nothing. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of Ford tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
So Mavericks 2, Grizzlies nothing. Nobody has scored here so far in the second period. Both teams have 3 shots. No power play so far for either side so far in the second period. For Utah, among their 10 shots, Wickers, Fitz, and Bocage lead the way with 2. Jacob Hayhurst pointing towards neutral ice. That's where he believes the faceoff should be, or maybe he's just giving some instruction to his team as Hayhurst will take the draw. Max Neal for Utah. Neal crouches down low. He's got 1 assist in 7 games for Utah so far in his pro career, 6'1", 190 pounds. As linesman pump faked and didn't drop the puck, Neal will regather. So skate back towards the faceoff circle. Now the puck is won by Kansas City. Mavericks have had a bit of an edge on the face-off circle so far this afternoon as they spread the ice deep in their own zone about 7 minutes into the second period. As they'll move it out to neutral ice as David Cotton gets challenged by Utah near the Kansas City bench. Puck at center ice. Grizzlies move it to their right as puck to the right point. Messner rolls them along the boards. Morris lets it go towards the far side as Utah chases after it as they collide with McLaughlin. Now centers out towards Messner. Lefty shot saved by Morris as Messner chases after it along the far boards. Kansas City gets it back. Mavericks move it towards the far side, looking for Koski, but the Grizzlies get it back. Utah skates back into the zone as Grizz towards the high slot. Bocage, righty shot, is blocked away with traffic out in front. Now back up top, Grizzlies will backhand it off the end boards looking for Neal, and it goes back to Kansas City as they'll move it to Cole Koski, who gets towards center ice, and he'll often is. The puck skips on the ice, and it looks like it's going to be icing on Kansas City with 12:23 left in the second. So both teams will lug all the way out towards Kel Morris. He stopped 20 of 25 on Friday. Jacob Hayhurst with hands and a stick on his knees as he tries to get some of that Kansas City oxygen. Stapley will take the drives out there with Cutler and Berg. Mayhew and Wesley, the defensive pairing. 12:23 left in the second. Mavericks lead 2-0. As you're starting to see the fatigue settle in, third game in less than 48 hours. Grizzlies win the draw. Wesley looking for a shot. It's blocked by Cotton. Wesley then backhands it towards the near corner. Stapley over there as he collides with McLaughlin and gets spun around. Berg in the area as Stapley holds his ground, but Kansas City takes the puck away as the puck lifts in the air towards the high slot, taken by Berg, who glides towards his left. Berg now at the far goal line, now around Kansas City's net, but he loses. McLaughlin will bank it off the near boards. Wesley fanned on throwing it towards the net as the Mavericks skate into the zone slowly. Cotton will backhand it off the Mayhew as the puck skips out to center ice. Stapley crosses center, and he'll saucer it to the far corner as it glanced off one hop of the ice off the Barbasol sign. Mavericks will throw it towards their left. They skate from right to left as they enter from the left wing. McKenna stops in the near point. He'll throw it to somebody off the screen, and it's Tucker Robertson who dances around the near corner. He centers it off the Grizzlies skate. Utah comes back the other way. Fitz crosses center ice. He's got 4 goals this series. Gains the line, stops in the point. Mavericks clear it back to center. Now Kansas City gets it with Tucker Robertson, the 20-year-old. Skates towards the near corner. He gets spun around by Fitz. As Fitz trying to locate the puck. It goes to McKenna near goal line. Sharp angled shot goes wide. Nate Konepke gets it in the far point. As he'll throw it to McKenna, who bobbles it for a second, but he gathers the puck. Gets it towards Robertson. Now back to McKenna. Near side. Fires it onto Holm, who kicks it away. Far side. Konepke will get it to the far corner as the Mavericks dance around. Kansas City now on the right point as Robertson lost his balance but keeps the puck. Now he gets it to Konepke, who fires towards the net. It's blocked by Utah. Jackson gets over to the right side, just outside the circle. They try to center it out to Jackson. He bobbles it. It goes back to the point. Kansas City throws to the far corner about halfway through the third period. Right circle. One-timer is blocked away. Grizzlies chase after the loose puck. Fitz gets it. He'll cross towards center ice. Fires it on to Morris. Morris gobbles it. He'll keep the play alive as he'll toss it to the near side as the Mavericks will steer it from one blue line to the other. As Stucker chasing after it, he collides with Borchard as the glass goes swaying back and forth deep in the Grizzlies zone. As Wickers gets the new try, so move it to his left. Grizzlies cross center, and dumping in is Aragon. As towards the far side, Kansas City battles as Penner delivers a push on Kansas City along the far corner. As skating over there is Neal. Puck squirts towards the high slot. Kansas City gets it, and they'll move it out to center ice. Patrick Curry skates into the zone, chases after it as it's poked away by Neal. Neal gets spun around in the near corner on a good check by number 28, Cade Borchard. Puck goes back to Penner as he'll advance it ahead. Kansas City Lions taken by Aragon. He'll throw it to the right side. Grizzlies get pushed in the corner. Neal gets dragged down by Curry. Neal back to his feet as Kansas City on the far side will skate from right to left as they'll drag it out to neutralize. As they'll push it towards the left side, it bounced off a Curry stick. Grizzlies clear it back to center. Getting the loose puck is Utah at center ice. Neal tries to dump it in. It bounced off a Walker. Now it goes deep into the Mavericks zone. Kansas City retrieves it. As the Mavericks will lift it out to center ice, the puck hippity hops into the Grizzlies zone or in Grizzlies territory. It's touched away, and it looks like it's played with a high stick with 9:09 left in the second. Kansas City leads 2-0. We're back in 1 minute. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Mavericks lead 2-0 as we're past the halfway point of the scheduled 60-minute affair. Mavericks got first period goals from Jake McLaughlin, 8:25 in, and Cole Koski, 10:32 into the first. Nobody has scored here so far in the second period. Both teams have 5 shots in the second. Kansas City has a 15-12 shot edge for the game. We've been skating 5-on-5 for the entire second period. For Utah, Dylan Fitz leads the way with 3 shots. Mick Messner, Quinn Wickers, and Alex Bocage have 2. Utah wins the draw as they skate from left to right as we see it. Turnover, Kansas City's Cole Koski, left wing, righty shot goes wide as puck will wobble out to center ice. Kansas City will move it towards the left. Cotton gets a piece of it as loose puck goes deeper into the Grizzlies zone. Utah near side will steer it out to the left side. Pass connects to center ice. Grizzlies will dump it towards the middle as Utah chasing after it, but Kansas City will fling it off the near corner deep in their zone, but the Grizzlies have the puck. Bocage, right side, righty shot. A save by Morris, and he holds on. Utah trying to get a rebound was Burke and Gallant, but the Mavericks, with Ryan Devine leading the way, was able to box out Morris, and he was able to make the save with 8:34 left in the second. Well, he knew that Kansas City goaltender Kel Morris, he had a lot of determination coming into this game because he really struggled, only stopping 20 of 25 on Friday. And that's uncharacteristic of him as he's got pretty good stats this season. Mavericks on the year average 4.2 goals per game, and they allow 2.8. Both ranked 3rd in the league. As draw one by Kansas City, they're on their own zone near side as they'll bank it off the near boards. It skips the center ice as Teixeira will move it ahead. Grizzlies at center ice have it as Brandon Cutler will cross the center red line, which looks more orange than red. He'll dump it into the far corner as Kansas City's main colors are black, orange, and white. Mavericks will move it out to center ice, but it goes to Teixeira. Grizzlies in a white jersey with black numbers, professional green trim. As they get towards the right side, Berg across to Stapley. He'll take a shot. Saved by Morris. Stapley didn't look like he didn't get all of it on the feed from Berg. Mavericks cross center ice. They enter the zone as they skate in, but they're offside. As Schumbar had to glide a little bit towards his left to avoid Cutler's check, and that might have messed up the timing just enough to get the offside called. 7:59 left in the second. There hasn't been a whole lot that's happened here so far of note in the second period. And you wonder if fatigue does play a factor in these sort of games. As they show Stapley's backhand shot, then the second look, Wickers just kind of extended the stick out and had a pretty good look on Morris, and Morris is able to kick it away as they show the replay. As Grizzlies had a bit of a closer look than it originally looked live. As the Mavericks win the draw at neutral ice, as they'll fling it in. Holm lets it go towards the near corner. As Stucker will move it ahead. Grizzlies will tap it off the near boards. It goes to Gallant, who loses it at center ice. Mavericks will advance it ahead as Kansas City skates into the zone. Robertson will center it over to Jackson. His one-timer, he didn't get much on as he was back checked by Neal. As Mavericks are in the offensive zone. So get it up top for Marc-Olivier Duquette. He gets pushed in the back by Messner. Duquette lost his stick. He gets it back as there's a big scrum at the point. Now it squirts out to center ice. Kansas City resets. Duquette gets it across. Some Mavericks will move it along the boards as Wickers will toss it off the Maverick. Now high slot, lefty shot. Saved by Hull. Actually goes wide as Brahani had a pretty good look from the high slot. Another scrum on the far side. Neal gets it, and he'll carry it out to center ice. 1-on-4. He'll throw it in after gaining center ice. Grizzlies make a full line change. 7 minutes and counting left in the second. Mavericks still lead 2-0. Kansas City will steer it ahead towards Curry. He couldn't handle the hot pass. Grizzlies will bounce it off of Fitz, who just gathering the loose puck at the Grizzlies line. He'll cross center ice, and he'll loft it in slowly. Fitz trying to get around a Maverick, but couldn't as Kansas City gets the puck, and they skate behind their net. Now they'll feed it to the far side as Kansas City, skating from right to left, will bounce it off the near boards, and the Mavericks will get it back as they'll cross center ice with speed. Kansas City, Nolan Walker throws to the right side, righty shot. Saved by Holm. Boy, what a stop by Arvid Holm as Walker was skating towards the left side, fed it across. Holm came out of his crease to cut off the shooting angle. That's the best save he's made all game. Walker got it across towards, I couldn't quite tell who that was. It might have been Robertson. Holm came out of his crease to cut off the shooting angle, and he was able to gather it and make a nice body save and hold on without a rebound with 6:27 left in the second. So good save by Arvid Holm. After allowing the two there in the middle portion of the first period, he's really settled in and he's played a good game. He has stopped 14 of 16. Draw one by the Grizzlies as they'll move it towards Bocage at center ice. He crosses center ice. Mavericks back defensively. Bocage gets poked away, but he gets it back at center ice. He tried to get it ahead towards Gallant as it bounced off a Maverick. Now Gallant chases after it deep in the Maverick zone. He gets blasted along the end boards. Puck trickles towards the far side as Utah gets it. Bocage skates towards his right. He'll take a righty shot. And a save by Morris as he holds on. Bocage got robbed by Kel Morris, it looks like. 6:03 left in the second period as Bocage shakes his head back and forth as he felt like he had a golden opportunity there for Utah to get on the board. As he was in the offensive zone, kind of more of a scramble play as he had a pretty good look. Morris kind of shaking his head, but he's played a good game so far, stopping all 14 he has seen. Drow's going to be in the far circle. Cutler will take it against Jacob Hayhurst. Hayhurst appears to be the guy that's going to take a lot of the big faceoffs for Kansas City. Cutler, the team's leading goal scorer with 23 on the year. He's got 16 assists, 39 points, which is second on the team. As Brett Stapley, the leading scorer with 46 points. Kansas City wins the draw as they'll carry it across center ice, left wing. Now they're under the zone with speed. Hayhurst skates towards the near goal line. Now around Utah's net. Hayhurst will chip it up top to Nate Konepke, left point. He'll take a lefty shot that bounces off the backboards. Stapley battles. A Maverick goes down as a puck kicks towards the near side. As Utah battles Berg with Hayhurst, both number 14s. As Hayhurst caught over there as well. Stapley gets the puck. He'll throw it towards the middle. The Grizzlies will advance into the offensive zone. Left side, Utah will tap it around the wall. Stapley over on the right side gets it. He pivots and stops and gets it towards Berg on the right point. Berg over to Cutler, dance around the right point. Cutler fires it to the left corner. Nobody's there. Cole Koski will chase after it, and he'll backhand it off the far boards. Puck goes back towards the corner. Stapley centers into Wickers. It gets hit in the back. Berg will throw it to the near corner and chase after it. Kansas City will gather the puck, and they'll lift it over Robbie Stucker's head as it hippity hops into the Grizzlies zone near side. Utah gathers it. Mavericks make a line change. Utah moves it ahead. Less than 5 minutes left in the second period as it goes in deep, but we get a whistle as there's 4:51 left in the second. As Neal was looking to touch the puck, the long-range pass turned into a whistle. 4:51 left in the second. Mavericks lead 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Mavericks lead 2-0 late in the second period. Utah's outshot Kansas City 7-6 in the second frame. Tucker Robertson will take the drop for Kansas City. Let's see who settles in for the Grizz. It's Max Neal, who's taken quite a few faceoffs this weekend. Linesman Jake Paul will drop the puck. Draws in the Grizzlies zone. And it's won by Utah as Bocage will chip it towards his left. Now back to Bocage in the give and go. Near side, he's in the Kansas City zone. Stops in the near corner as he gets pushed. Bocage strong with the puck, though, as he keeps it, but loses. He was skating towards the middle. Kansas City banks off the near boards as Tucker Robertson gathers it. He loses the puck as it goes back to center ice. Grizzlies cross center, and Neal will skip it in and chase after it along the far corner. As now the puck looked like Kansas City's arguing that should go out of play. And now it looks like we got a fight as Max Neal is, well, you got a Jacob Rahani had Neal in a headlock. Now Neal's breaking free as looked like after the whistle, some physical stuff as the puck looks like it deflected out of play. Everybody for Kansas City saying it hit off the protective netting. And then looked like Jeremy McKenna and Max Neal exchanged a couple of pushes and shoves as they stared each other down. Neal trying to figure out what he did as he's holding his side and his ribs. 4:22 left in the second. Looks like McKenna is going to skate towards the penalty box. We'll see if he's the only one to go as McKenna puts his right palm in the air trying to figure out what he did wrong as he shakes his head back and forth as he's going to skate to the penalty box. Now Jake Paul, the linesman, talking with Chaz Noche. And Noche wearing number 32, which kind of goes with that Utah theme. 2 Z's in his first name. And number 32, obviously one of the statues in front of the Delta Center, Karl Malone. Now the three officials are talking things over near the scores table at center ice. Not a whole lot to talk about in this second period, although Arvid Holm made a really nice play, and it was really good technique coming out of the crease to cut off the shooting angle from McKenna's shot from the right side. It looks like a spearing motion. It looks like McKenna's going to get the gate. As we did see Max Neal holding his ribs and holding his side, I think McKenna spared him. And the referee and the linesman spotted it. So this could be a major power play for the Grizzlies. 4:22 left in the second. This could be a golden opportunity for the Grizzlies to get back in this game. If you're watching on Flow Sports, I think you're able to hear the audio of the referee. I can't hear the audio in Kansas City. Tad O'Had doesn't look like it takes much to get him fired up. As this could be a great opportunity for the Grizzlies to get back in this game, as Tad O'Had kind of an intimidating look as he tries to bully Jake Pond, the referee, Remember yesterday, Josh Wesley got a major penalty for boarding, and it looks like here McKenna's gotten a major penalty as it looked like a spearing motion. As I imagine, based on how Max Neal was holding his side and holding his ribs, that McKenna had speared him. Tad O'Had is very upset with the referee, but it looks like it's going to be a 5-minute major power play for the Grizzlies here in the second period. As Tad O'Had shakes his head back and forth. Now the referee talking with Grizzlies head coach Ryan Kanaswich. Kanaswich shakes his head up and down as he'll take the major power play. It's a 5-minute power play. There's 4:22 left in the second period. Kansas City leads 2-0, but this is a golden opportunity for the Grizzlies to get back in this game. Draw one by Utah. They get it up top to Kyle Mayhew as he'll throw it to the left side. Now back up top to Mayhew. As he'll backhand it over to the far side. Grizzlies dance around. Bocage gets on one knee, keeps the puck, tossing off the far boards back to Mayhew. Now Mayhew keeps the puck. We'll throw it towards Stapley. 5-minute spearing major for Jeremy McKenna. As Torts fits in the right side, he fires it off the end boards. Now goes back to Stapley near side. Stapley dances around as he'll get towards Mayhew. He's in the right wing. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. Bocage gets it in the far corner. He'll toss it back up top for Mayhew, who one-hands it ahead towards Cutler. Cutler trying to locate the puck. Now he does. So he'll throw it to the goal line for Fitz. He trying to get it up top to Stapley. Kansas City gets a stick in the way, and the puck goes all the way into the Grizzlies zone. Home with an outlet pass ahead to Stapley. Stapley gets it, and he enters the zone as he stops in the right point. Stapley looks towards his left. Now dropping off for Mayhew in the right point. He gets it across. I think that's Bocage. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Morris. Rebound goes to the right side. Stapley with a shot and goes high and wide as Grizzlies are able to keep it in at the point. Mayhew dances around. Now he fires lefty shot, and it's blocked away. Kansas City trying to clear it out. Mayhew kept it in. He gets it to Stapley, who moves it towards the left side. Back to Mayhew. Lefty shot. And saved by Morris as he dove in the crease and somehow was able to hold on with an even 3 minutes left in the second period. Well, Mayhew had a pretty good look from the high slot, and there was a lot of traffic out in front. But Morris is really been off to a good start here today. As they show the replay, Mayhew, what a stop by Morris. As Fitz really put together a great screen. Morris dove towards his left. Fitz looked like he might have gotten a piece of Morris. I'm not sure if that's going to be called, as Fitz was just occupying the front part of the net as he put together a pretty good screen. That was an outstanding save by Morris, cutting towards his left. 3:38 left in the major power play. Messner will take the draw against Tucker Robertson. Kansas City wins the faceoff, and they'll toss off the near side. Skips towards Stucker, keeps it in the right point. Stucker's got pretty good hands. He'll shuffle towards his left. Now he'll get to the left point. Grizzlies will skate around the net. They made a line change during the last whistle as Konepka gets spun around behind his net as the Mavericks will bank it off the far boards, and it goes into the Grizzlies zone. Holm to the far side will throw it around his net. Grizzlies will hustle after it in the near side. Gallant gets the loose puck. He'll drop it off for Stucker, who's being shadowed by Curry. Stucker will get it back to Gallant as he'll cross center ice far side. Gallant enters the zone from the left wing. He'll stop, pivot, and get it towards Nathan Burke as he gets dragged down along the far goal line. He goes back up top as Stucker gets it in the high slot. He'll throw it towards Wesley. Left side, one-timer goes wide as the puck goes back over towards Utah. As Gallant gets up top for Stucker. Right point, righty shot is blocked away by Morris. It goes to Wesley. 2 minutes and counting left in the second. Mavericks still lead 2-0. Wesley trying to get it across, bounced off a stick onto Stucker on the left point. Stucker will backhand it over to Wesley. Wesley dances around. He'll saucer it over to Stucker, who directs it to Gallant on the right side. Gallant trying to feather it down the middle. Grizzlies bobble it for a second. Now it goes up top. Grizzlies couldn't hold the line. As for the third time here on this penalty kill, Kansas City's cleared it out. Mavericks make a line change. Grizzlies will think about doing the same. As Stucker drops it off. Bocage crosses center ice. He enters the zone. He'll drop it off for Stapley. As Stapley in the right circle gets it to Cutler just outside the right circle. Now to Stapley. He dances around the near corners. He surveys. Now he shuffles back towards the near point and gets it towards Mayhew, who trying to get it back towards Cutler, but the Mavericks get it and clear it back out. 1:10 and counting left in the second. The major power play will carry over into the third period. Bocage crosses center ice, skates down the middle. Now he enters the zone. as Bocage over to the far side, stops, pivots, gets it up top for Mayhew, but the pass is wide as the Grizzlies will have to reset. Holm in the near circle will throw it ahead. Grizzlies still in their own zone as Mayhew will skate slowly towards center ice. He crosses center ice, throws it across to Stapley, who enters from the right wing. He stops the point, looks over his left shoulder. Now he gets it towards Cutler. Cutler dances around the right side as he'll bounce it off a Maverick as he battles in the near corner. 33 seconds left in the period. Kansas City wins the battle and clears it out. Holm behind his net will play it. 25 seconds left in the second period and a minute left in the major power play as McKenna got a spearing major with less than 5 minutes left in the period. Grizzlies enter the zone. Berg gets spun around as Utah skates to the left circle. Righty shot saved by Morris. Rebound goes to Kansas City. They clear it out. And that'll just about do it for the second period as the Grizzlies have it deep in their own zone. 2 seconds left as time runs out for the Grizzlies here as we're still looking for the Optum first goal of the game score. Utah will stay on the power play for about the first minute of the third period. Nobody scored in the second. Really, the only interesting thing was the Arvin Holm good save on the 2-on-1. And then the spearing major for Jeremy McKenna, as McKenna also got a game misconduct, as he's going to watch the rest of the game from the locker room, as he got a spearing major and a game misconduct. So we have seen the last of Jeremy McKenna, who scored 3 goals and 1 assist in last night's game. Time of that penalty was 15:38 into the second period. So the Grizzlies will have the power play for just over half a minute to start the third period. But nobody found the back of the net as Kansas City has really held strong defensively. Grizzlies have had some good looks. They outshot the Mavericks 11-6 in the second period, but the score is still Kansas City 2 and Utah nothing. We'll come back and recap the first 2 periods. We'll also go over some scores from around the world of sports. We'll also give you an update on that Idaho-Tulsa game. Grizzlies will face the Idaho Steelheads later this week. After 2 periods, it's Kansas City 2, Utah nothing. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1950.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out in the Grizz Cave near the Grizzlies team store. As the Grizzlies are one time zone to the east, as they are over at Cable Dahmer Arena to take on the Mavericks in the rubber match of a 3-game series. Utah won 7-4 on Friday. Kansas City responded with a 7-5 victory last night. Today, Mavericks scored two first-period goals, and they've made it hold on here through 2 frames. Jake McLaughlin gave the Mavericks a 1-0 lead. He scored 8:25 in on a highlight goal on a one-timer from the slot on the pass from Jeremy McKenna, who picked up an assist, as well as Tucker Robertson Time of the first goal of the contest was 8:25 into the first period. 2 minutes and 7 seconds later, right off the draw, Jacob Hayhurst won the faceoff onto Cole Koski. Koski took a righty shot. It didn't go high. It didn't go low. It just somehow got through Arvid Holm and into the back of the net, making it 2-0. Koski's a pretty good goal scorer as he gets his 18th of the year. Jacob Hayhurst with an assist as he now has 6 goals and 6 assists, and this is 6th game against the Grizzlies this year. Mavericks, haven't scored since, but neither of the Grizzlies. Kansas City outshot Utah 10-7 in the first period. Utah did have an 11-6 edge in the second frame. There wasn't a whole lot of note, in the second period. Holm made a pretty nice save in the second period. You can see the highlight of that on the Grizzlies social media accounts, including X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. And then 15:38 into the second, there's a little bit of a commotion in the near corner of the Mavericks zone, and Jeremy McKenna speared Max Neal in the ribs, side area. And so Neal had to absorb the stick. Jeremy McKenna got a 5-minute spearing major, and he also got a game misconduct. So we will not see Jeremy McKenna for the rest of the game. Utah had some decent looks on that power play, but it looks like Cale Morris has really held strong, the Kansas City goaltender, and he's redeeming himself for a subpar effort on Friday night, and he's played a good game as he has stopped all 18 shots as he has seen. For Utah goaltender Arvid Holm, he's really settled in. Over the last 30 minutes, he has saved 14 of 16. So we haven't seen nearly as much offense as we saw in either of the first 2 games of this series. For the Grizzlies, they will be on the power play for the first 22 seconds of the third period as the major penalty continues. And then somebody was representing McKenna in the penalty box. They never showed us who, but they'll come out as McKenna picks up 15 minutes worth of penalties, a 5-minute spearing major, and according to the ECHL box score on the ECHL app, he picked up a game misconduct. So we won't see Jeremy McKenna the rest of the way. For the Grizzlies, and there are 18 shots today, Dylan Fitz and Alex Bocage lead the way. Both guys have 4 shots. Mick Messner and Quinn Wickers each have 2 shots. And then 6 other Grizzlies players have 1 shot each, including Stapley, Berg, Aragon, Wesley, Mayhew, and Brandon Cutler. I'll see if the Grizzlies have a comeback attempt in them in the third period. The third periods of both games have really been wild. And both teams have really made good comeback attempts in the third period. You think about Friday nights, Dylan Fitz scored 9 seconds into the third period to give Utah a 5-1 lead, but Kansas City responded with 3 unanswered to make it a game. It was 5-4 when Kansas City scored with just over a minute left in the third period, but then Dylan Fitz responded with the empty netter, and then Aaron Aragon added one later in regulation as Utah ended up with the 7-4 victory. Last night, it was the Grizzlies that were looking for the comeback attempt as Kansas City led 5-2 after 2 periods. Grizzlies quickly got third period goals from Mick Messner and Alex Bocage. And it stayed a 5-4 game for a while, but Kansas City held strong. And they really scored a big insurance goal with Jacob Hayhurst as he split a Grizzlies double team and then somehow fired a backhand shot past last night's goaltender Dante Januzzi. That was 13:56 into the third. And even though the Grizzlies did score 18:34 with the Cutler, making it a 6-5 game, that insurance goal that Hayhurst scored turned out to be the game winner. And they added an empty netter with 1 second left in regulation. So first 2 games of this set really have seen wild third periods. For the Grizzlies, they have played outstanding in the third periods over the last handful of games. You kind of look about the last 15 games. Utah's 10-4-1 in their last 15 games. And over that stretch, that 15-game stretch for the Grizzlies, won 10 of 15. They have outscored opponents 24-14 in the third periods. So we'll see if the Grizzlies have a third period comeback in them. They will be on the power play for the first 22 seconds of the third period. We'll come back and go over some scores from around the league, including that Idaho-Tulsa game that's going on. They got started at about the same time the Grizzlies got started over in Kansas City. Remember, the Grizzlies will be in Boise to take on the Steelheads this upcoming Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm not sure if I'm going to be over in Boise. Hopefully, I will be there, sitting high atop Section 203 over in Boise, standing next to Idaho broadcaster Cam McGuire. If I don't make the trip, I'll be back here in the Grizz Cave later this week. Hopefully, I'll be in Boise for all 3 games of the series. We'll come back and give you some scores from around the world of sports. As after 2 periods over at Cable Dahmer Arena, the Kansas City Mavericks have a 2-0 lead. This is a Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting, second intermission over at Cable Dahmer Arena, and Kansas City leads 2-0. Other action in the Mountain Division, Rapid City ended an 8-game losing streak as they defeat Greenville 5-3 as the Rush got goals from 5 different players. And even though Greenville outshot them 50-21, it was the Rush that come away with the 2 standings points. Their record goes to 20-30-2 on the season. Greenville's had an outstanding year. Despite the loss, their record is still 36-16-2. Other action in the league, Kalamazoo defeated Wheeling 5-3 as Wheeling comes away with a loss. As Kalamazoo did go 2 for 3 on the power play. It was a tough outing for Taylor Goche, the Wheeling goaltender, as Kalamazoo comes away with a 5-3 victory. Goche snapped 22 of 26. Isaac Bellevue scored 2 goals, and former Grizzly Jordan Martell had 1 goal and 1 assist in the loss. Former Grizzly forward Eric Bradford had 1 goal and 1 assist for the Kalamazoo Wings. Bradford played for the Grizzlies, and he was one of Utah's best forwards in the 2016-2017 season. Other games that have gone final, Orlando defeats Atlanta 3-1. Maine gets a strong 6-3 victory over Cincinnati. Those are the games that have gone final. In progress, second intermission, Idaho and Tulsa are tied at 1. Tyler Polson scored for Tulsa 16:56 into the first period. Idaho responded with a power play goal scored by A.J. White, his 19th of the year. McCallum and Jordan Kawaguchi got the assists. Idaho has outshot Tulsa 27-22. And how about the 2 crazy periods in terms of the shot count in that game? In the first period, Tulsa outshot Idaho 19-6. In the second period, Idaho outshot Tulsa 21-3. So what a crazy game they got over at BOK Center. It's tied at 1. Tulsa lost in overtime to Idaho, picking up a standing point last night. Tulsa opened up a can on Idaho. They scored 10 goals in a 10-4 victory over the Steelheads. And Idaho's looking for the series victory. As it's the rubber match, Tulsa does have 3 out of 4 standings points in the series. And right now, after 2 periods, it's tied at 1. One other game in progress. Late second period, Fort Wayne and Toledo are tied at 2. 7 NHL games tonight. 2 have gone final. Tampa Bay defeats New Jersey 4-1. Pittsburgh had a crazy game against Philadelphia. Pittsburgh wins 7-6. Sidney Crosby had 1 goal and 3 assists, and Brian Rust had 2 goals and 1 assist for the Penguins. Forrester had 2 goals and 1 assist for the Flyers in the loss. What a crazy one that was. And in regulation, Pittsburgh defeated Philadelphia 7-6. I'm pretty sure John Tortorella wasn't too happy after that one. Games in progress. First intermission, Carolina leads Buffalo 1-0. Late first period, no score between the Red Wings and Blackhawks as Patrick Kane makes his return trip to Chicago. And I think if I remember right, Chris Chelios is getting his jersey retired over at the United Center. Chelios played with both the Blackhawks and the Detroit Red Wings. I think Patrick Kane's in attendance. And I also think I saw somewhere where Michael Jordan is in attendance as well, supporting his friend, as Jordan played with the Chicago Bulls about the same time that Chris Chelios was with the Blackhawks. No score late first period in a great rivalry, Detroit and Chicago. Late first period, Rangers and the Blue Jackets are tied at 1. And also late in the first, Winnipeg leads Arizona 3-1. At 6 o'clock, Nashville and Anaheim will do battle. Nashville's got a record of 31-25-2. Anaheim is 20-34-3. When we come back, we'll have third period action. Kansas City got first period goals from Jake McLaughlin and Cole Koski. Utah has yet to connect on the power play. They had a major power play the final 4.5 minutes of the second period. They had some good looks, but Kel Morris has really stood tall for Kansas City as he has stopped all 18 Grizzlies shots that he has seen. We'll come back and have the third period. We'll see if the Grizzlies can make a comeback attempt, as we've seen some crazy third periods in this series. This has been the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1950.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
Now we're about set for the third period as Kansas City leads Utah 2-0. For the Grizzlies, they're in fourth place in the Mountain Division. Tulsa's in first place with 54 standings points. The Grizzlies 5 points back, and they're in fourth place. Utah is 2 points ahead of Allen, who has the week off. Oh, if I were Allen, if I were some of the Allen players, if I were Tommy Daniels, the Allen broadcaster, I'd probably go to either Florida or Arizona and watch some spring training baseball games over in the warm climates. As Kansas City stretching things out before the start of the third period. We'll see if they can get something off of Kel Morris, who's really had a good bounce-back effort after a rough outing on Friday night. And Tad O'Had, I believe, is talking with the referee once again, Chaz Nochi, and I'm pretty sure he's talking about that major penalty, as Tad O'Had was pretty heated Not only was it a spearing major for McKenna, but he also got a game misconduct. As Kansas City talking things over on the bench, the series is on the line as Utah won 7-4 on Friday. Kansas City responded with a 7-5 victory. The smelling salts are out. Tucker Robertson getting a good whiff as he's on the Kansas City bench. David Cotton staring things down as he'll start the third period on the ice. For the Grizzlies, Brett Stapley will be out there for Utah as he'll stand next to David Cotton. Cutler will take the draw. Dylan Fitz out there as well. Jacob Hayhurst will take the face-off for Kansas City. Their NHL affiliate is the Seattle Kraken. The Grizzlies' NHL affiliate is the Colorado Avalanche. As the puck at center ice dropped by Cutler, we're underway in the third period. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube as Mayhew gets to center ice. He'll tap it off the near boards. Puck goes to Cutler, who skates into the zone. He stops, gets it to Fitz. Fitz will glide it back up top to Mayhew. He'll direct it to Stapley. Right side, Stapley back towards Mayhew over to Bocage. One-timer is blocked away by Morris. Behind the net, Cutler throws it to Stapley, who gets it to Mayhew, races to the point to keep it in. He'll backhand it ahead as the Mavericks are out of the box skating 5-on-5. Actually, 4 seconds left in the power play. And coming out of the penalty box is the Maverick as we're back to 5-on-5 skating. The whistle looked like it blew with 19:24, though, left in the third. As not really sure. It looks like maybe a penalty was called as Kansas City talking things over. Or Chaz Nochi, the referee, talking with one of the linesmen. As the major power play had ended for the Grizzlies. And it looks like boarding is going to be the call. And it's going to be on the Grizzlies. As Dylan Fitz skated over, and he hit Hayhurst, and Hayhurst went flying into the far boards. McLaughlin looked like he was going after Fitz, but Fitz will get a penalty, 2 minutes for boarding, and so we'll skate 4-on-4 for 2 seconds, and then after that, Kansas City will start a power play. So Mavericks lead 2-0 here in the series finale. Kansas City will be back at Mavericks Center. The only time they'll be at Utah will be a 3-game set, April 3rd, 5th, and 6th. Gallant will take the draw against Patrick Curry. As the linesman with the pump fake, he didn't drop the puck. Now he does. Draw one by Kansas City. And now the Mavericks start their power play. As Kansas City over the high slot will throw it to the right side. As it looks like the Maverick that came out of the box went to the bench, and then somebody else replaced him. And that guy's on the ice with the puck. He'll throw it to the far goal line. As the Mavericks get it back up top to Cole Koski, who's played a good game. Koski fires it towards the far goal line. Kansas City skates in, but loses the puck. Mavericks get it back up top to Cole Koski, right point. He'll fling it across as the Mavericks get it back to Koski. He's in the high slot now. As he'll throw it to his right for Curry. Curry switches places with Koski. He'll fire a lefty shot, saved by Holm. Rebound goes towards the far corner. Now drifts to the near side. Koski gets the skipping puck, but overskates it. Grizzlies gather it, and they'll lift it all the way out towards Kel Morris. Morris behind his net. We'll get it to Curry. Mavericks skate from left to right as Curry glides to neutral ice with ease. Now he crosses center ice. He'll skate into the zone and chip it off the near wing boards. Mavericks skate in. Hayhurst, lefty shot goes wide. As Grizzlies are pretty good on the back check there. Mavericks throw it up top, but they couldn't reach it in the far point, and they'll chase after it. Morris near the restricted area. Oh, it looked like he almost played it in the restricted area. No penalty there, though, but it looked like that could have been called, as Morris looked like he'd played it towards the corner in the goaltender restricted area, but got away with it. Far side, Kansas City battles. They get the puck. They're deep in their own zone. As there's 30 seconds left in the power play, and we're 2 minutes into the third period. As the Mavericks get to neutral ice, they cross center, and they'll lift it in as the puck lifts out of play off of David Cotton's stick. And so the draw might come back to neutral ice. 23 seconds left in the power play, and 17:46 left in regulation. As it's the Mavericks 2 and the Grizzlies nothing. You haven't seen it called. I saw the goaltender playing the puck in the restricted area. I saw it called 3 years ago with Brad Barone. Haven't seen it called since. Usually you don't see a goaltender played. It looked like, Morris had the puck in that area. That would have been a 2-minute penalty, but looked like he got away with it. As Utah wins the draw, Morris in the area where he can play the puck, and he plays it and gives it to a Maverick. 10 seconds left in Kansas City's power play. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies. As Mavericks get it out to center ice, Robertson loses it. Cutler into the offensive zone, centers it to Stapley. Stapley gets back checked and taken away by McLaughlin as we're back to 5-on-5 skating as Fitz is out of the box. It's still 2-0 Kansas City. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies. As Kansas City saucers ahead, goes to Robertson, who pitches ahead. Mavericks enter the zone as they'll steer it towards Robertson and bounce off of his skate. Utah will carry it out across center ice. Cutler with a hot pass that's handled by Stapley. Back towards Cutler, skates down the middle. Lefty shot. Saved by Morris. He holds on. Boy, great give and go as they eventually got the puck back to Cutler. And he just got around the Mavericks defense, fired away, but Morris made a good save with 16:57 left in the third. It's interesting to show Patrick Curry hitting Adam Berg. That was, I believe, earlier in the game. That might have even been in the first period. That hip that Curry delivered on Berg. Draws give me the Mavericks zone. Cutler had maybe as good a look as Utah's had all day, but he was just denied by Kel Morris. Draw one by Utah, but it goes past Josh Wesley, and he'll gather the loose puck back in the Grizzlies zone as he'll diagonal it towards a Grizzly who will tap it off the boards. I think that was either Burke or Bocage. And it could have even been Gallant. It actually was Gallant. As the Mavericks back in their own zone have the puck on the far side as a cross center. Dump it in as home behind his net will get it towards Mayhew. He'll toss ahead as the Grizzlies carry it out to neutral ice. Now they get to Burke, who diagonals it towards Bocage. He couldn't reach as the puck ricochets off the far boards. It's deep in the Mavericks zone. Kansas City will get the puck and they'll skate around Morris's net. So backhanded across. They couldn't handle the hot pass about wrist high. Grizzlies skate back into the zone. Bocage gets a stick held up by Brahani as over in the near corner. Bocage trying to break free. He gets the puck and he'll tap it off the near boards. It goes to Mayhew. He'll get it back towards Bocage, left side. Bocage feeds it to the high slot. Lefty shot. And looks like Morris makes a save. And the puck goes out of play with 15:56 left in the third. The Grizzlies have had a couple good chances here in the third period, but just been denied each and every time by Kel Morris. Draw's going to be in the Kansas City zone as Utah is looking for a comeback attempt. You can still make a bid for that opt-in first goal of the game. Who's scoring first for Utah? It's been so late in the game, I'm not even sure who I said at the start. Hey, maybe it's going to be Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man. He takes the draw out there with Fitz and Aragon. This time the faceoff's won by Kansas City as Mavericks get blasted along the far boards. Utah along the far goal line tries to feather it out in front, and nobody was home as Utah. Aaron Aragon throws it back behind the net as Penner will toss to Teixeira. He gets side-checked. The puck goes across off the near boards, and it exits the zone. As Semick will throw it back to Teixeira as the Grizzlies spread the ice past the center ice. Bounces off a Maverick stick. Kansas City gets it deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah chases after it, and they'll roll it towards the far corner. It's taken back by the Mavericks. Kansas City in the offensive zone gets it up top, left side. Now across to the right circle. Mavericks get it up top towards Jared Brandt. He takes a shot saved by Holm. As Mavericks behind the net get pushed by Penner towards the far corner. Now they get back up top. Brandt will direct it to the near corner. Mavericks get pushed. Grizzlies playing a physical game as Kansas City gets it back up top for Brandt. He'll move it across as Kansas City's Nate Konepke gets it poked away by Fitz. Puck exits the zone. Grizzlies sneak in a line change. Konepke gets center ice. Holds onto the puck as the Mavericks make a change. Now throw it back into the Mavericks zone as Kansas City spreads the ice. 14:42 and counting left in the third. It's still 2-0 Kansas City. Grizzlies have it back in their end as Quinn Wickers at his near goal line will move it across towards Stucker. Stucker lifts it off the Maverick. At center ice, Kansas City gets hit. Max Neal in the area. Messner throws it back to Stucker at neutral ice. Stucker gets it back to Messner, who moves to his left for Bocage. Bocage will drive it in as Morris behind his net will shuffle it towards the far corner. Bocage chasing after it, but Kansas City still has it. Mavericks in the near side. They spread the ice. They move it ahead to Schoenbart. He'll cross center ice. He'll move it to the left side as the Mavericks enter the zone. Mavericks, left circle, lefty shot. As Neal's stick was flung away towards the Grizzlies' net. Shot went wide. As Quinn Wickers behind Utah's net. Puck goes towards the near side. Utah will throw it to Messner, who glides out to center ice. Messner sends it back in from center ice as he comes off at the end of a shift. 13:45 left in the third. It's still 2-0 Mavericks. As Kansas City will move it out to center ice. as Walker crosses center, and he'll chip it in and chase after it as the puck glides towards the Grizzlies' backboard. As Mayhew over there. Grizzlies will bank in at the center ice. Puck gets plenty of air under it as it ricochets off the near boards. Deep in the Mavericks zone, Ryan Devine will slice along the wall. Marc-Olivier Duquette cuts it off in the far corner, goes back to Devine. He'll tap it off the near wall as the Mavericks move it out to center ice. It goes past Borchard. Kansas City trying to get it back to Borchard. Utah picks it off and clears it back to center. Stapley, right wing, steps over the line. He gets back checked as the puck pushes towards the far corner. Stapley chasing after it as Kansas City gets it. The Mavericks won a lot of the 50-50 pucks today. Borchard steps over the line, and he is onside as Borchard skates towards the near corner, drops it off. Now they get to Duquette. Right point, lefty shot. Glove saved by Holm. He holds on with 12:50 left in the third. It's the Mavericks 2 and the Grizzlies nothing. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's. Fresh.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today.
Black Bear Diner.
Kansas City leads 2-0. The announced attendance, and we highlight the word announced attendance, is 4,810. So the Sunday afternoon affair turns out to be the largest attendance in the series. 4,810 announced over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Cole Gallant will take the draw against Cole Koski. As a draw in the near circle of the Grizzly zone is won by Kansas City. It does look like they have a pretty good crowd over at Cable Dahmer. Fewer empty seats than what we've seen in each of the first two games. The Mavericks chase after it. Jacob Rahaney, who's got good speed, will move it ahead as attempt off a Kansas City stick. It goes back to the far circle. Kansas City will get it towards Koski, who diagonals it to the left. Pass connects as Kansas City skates towards the left circle. Lefty shot goes wide. Puck trickles towards the right point, kept in by Duquette, who lifts it towards the right corner. Teixeira delivers a push. Kansas City looking for a centering pass, but the puck went towards the near boards. Grizzlies will loft it out to center ice as Burke gets the loose puck, and he'll throw it back into the Grizzlies zone. Utah moves to the left for Bocage. Bocage skates towards the left circle. Righty shot kick saved by Morris as Wickers back towards Bocage. Puck along the backboards. Puck skips towards Robertson, who gets it, and he'll skate up ice. He'll move it to the right side. The puck ricochets off the near boards, and no icing on the play, though, as Kansas City is able to sneak in a line change. As Utah back in their own zone. Penner throws it behind Utah's net. Grizzlies will chip it back to the near side for Aragon, who will skip it high into the air as the puck bounces in Mavericks territory. Konepke gets it. As Kansas City spreads the ice, they'll bank it off the near boards. It goes towards Jackson, who enters the zone. Jackson loses it. Grizzlies overskate the puck as Kansas City's still in the attack zone. They'll throw it towards the near corner. Mavericks will send it to the right side for Konepke. He'll move it across. Left wing lefty shot saved by Holm. He holds on with 11:16 left in the third. So draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. It does look like they've got a pretty good crowd over in Kansas City. In fact, it does look like the biggest crowd of the weekend. And speaking of crowds, Grizzlies have had some outstanding ones as of late. Over the last 12 home games, Utah is averaging 7,159 fans per game. Hopefully we'll see a big crowd for the next 6-game homestand, which begins on Friday, March 8th against the Rapid City Rush. Robertson will take the draw. It's almost looking like he's lecturing both guys on the faceoff. Neal's pretty aggressive in the circle. This one is won by Utah. They skate from right to left in the third period. As Utah, 9 minutes in. Mayhew will chip it in as chasing after its Fitz. It goes back to Mayhew. He gets pushed by Casey Carew. As puck goes back over to Mayhew. He'll skate towards the point. And now a pivot and skate back towards the corner. Puck trickles over there. Kansas City gets it. Mavericks, Nate Konepke, the best plus-minus in the league in January, will toss it ahead. Grizzlies right side, lefty shot. saved by Morris. As the puck bounces behind Kansas City's net, Utah throws to the point. Keeping it in is Wesley as he hustles after it. He'll throw it to Nil. It glanced off his stick. Nate Konepke gets pushed by Messner. Messner goes down. Kansas City spreads the ice. We haven't had many power plays on either side. As Kansas City behind their net, 10:30 and counting left in the third. They lead 2-0. Mavericks send it out to center ice as they cross center. Berg challenging the play. Berg over there with Neal as there's a scrum in front of the Grizzlies bench. Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn, the Grizzlies coaches, look on. Utah comes out of the pile with the puck as Neal exits. Grizzlies cross center. Mayhew loses it. Kansas City. Patrick Curry skates towards the right side. Now he veers off to the left. Curry lays it over. Now it goes back to Curry, left side. He'll dance around. Now center over to Borcher. He'll take a righty shot. A save by Holm as he holds on. Boy, great patience by Patrick Curry as he had the puck in the right side. Grizzlies back defensively, so he just glided towards his left, dropped it off, then went back to Curry. Curry pivoted, then got it to Borcher. Borcher with a righty shot, and Holm made the save. 9:59 left in the third. It's Kansas City 2, Utah nothing. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
An outstanding crowd, the best we've seen all series over in Kansas City, 4,810 there. As everybody's still celebrating the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory a few weeks ago. Draws in the Grizzlies zone. Kansas City actually has been outshot as the Grizzlies now have the shot edge 22-21. So Mavericks lead 2-0 halfway through the third period. Off the draw, Mavericks with a shot, and it's blocked away. Grizzlies race into the zone. Cutler left circle, lefty shot, saved by Morris. All rebound went towards Cutler. He got cut in front by a Kansas City defenseman. A good defensive play by Jake McLaughlin, who moves it ahead. Mavericks, Cade Borcher throws it across. Walker couldn't reach it. Teixeira near the Grizzlies bench, one-handed ahead. As Berg tries to dump it in, but didn't get very far as Kansas City cut it off. Mavericks will push it to the right side. It bounced off a Borcher stick onto Curry. He'll move it to Walker on the left side. Walker's got a shooting percentage of about 32% as he'll bounce it off of Curry. Grizzlies will toss out the far boards and one-handed ahead, but Walker keeps it in. He'll skate towards the left circle. Righty shot and a scores. This baby's in the refrigerator. As Nolan Walker with a two-pump goal celebration in front of the Grizzlies bench. He gets his 26th of the season as Kansas City's taking a 3-0 lead. As Walker really exaggerated the celebration like he was Hulk Hogan. Then didn't do that much of a flex, but he just kind of got on one knee and just two-pumped the goal celebration and really pimped it like a Barry Bonds home run that went 500 feet. And Walker deliberately made sure he did that in front of the Grizzlies bench. 9:18 left in the third. It's now Kansas City 3 and Utah nothing as Nolan Walker gets a pat in the back from his teammates as well as head coach Tad O'Had. Mavericks win the draw. All three of their goals have been 5-on-5 here this afternoon as they're bouncing off of Burke. As the Mavericks game from left to right, patient with their approach as Kansas City will throw it to the far side. Shots are close to even. Grizzlies do have an edge, 23-22. As Utah bouncing out to center ice. As Gallant avoids a check at center ice, but loses the puck. As Kansas City will skate back in. As Hayhurst skates towards the right side. Lefty shot goes wide as he went glove side and missed. As Grizzlies cross center ice, and they'll throw it in. Morris lets it go off the boards towards the near side. As Duquette overskates it. Nathan Burke with a puck. He gets it chipped away by Brahaney. Near corner, Grizzlies get up top to Mayhew. It glanced off his stick out to center ice. Mayhew gets the loose puck out at center ice. He'll backhand it to Bocage, who stops in the left point, and he'll saucer it across. It skips towards the far corner. It bounced off the boards. Kansas City gets it back, and they'll move it out to center ice. The puck got air under it, and it goes back to Mayhew. Gets to Wesley. Grizzlies switch up forwards. 8:14 and counting left in the third. Action, the Grizzlies zone, as Wesley has it behind Utah's net. He gets to Mayhew over to Aragon, who chips the Fitz back towards Aragon, but Kansas City picks it off. They'll throw it towards the middle, but nobody is home. Utah bouncing out to center ice, and Neal will fling it in. Morris will toss it off the far boards. Grizzlies right wing will have it lift off their stick. Konepke gloves it and drops it behind Kansas City's net and throws it to the far corner. Mavericks will backhand it as they get it out of the zone. Kansas City gathers it at center ice, and they'll tattoo it off the near boards as Utah's Robbie Stucker gets the puck in the near corner. Arm is raised by the referee. All right, let's see. It was stopped when the Grizzlies had it. I think it's going to be a Utah penalty. As play had stopped, obviously, if it was a Kansas City penalty, then play would have continued. Tyler Penner can't believe it. Penner puts both palms in the air, and he gets a 2-minute penalty. 2 minutes for interference of the call, and Kansas City with a 3-0 lead goes to the power play. As Tyler Penner says, you got to be kidding me. As he just kind of cut in front of Kansas City. That's interesting. I mean, he was called. Kansas City did argue before the arm was raised. It's one of those you see let go about 20 times a game, and this one just happened to get called. Hayhurst will take the draw against Gallant. I mean, don't you see that 20 times a game and nothing happens? But that one happened to be a penalty. Kansas City wins the draw. They've yet to score on the power play tonight. They'll throw it towards the middle. Grizzlies get the bouncing puck, and they'll clear it off the near boards all the way towards Kel Morris. 7:22 and counting left in the third, and it's 3-0 Mavericks. As Tyler Penner got 2 minutes for interference. Kansas City still in their own end. Now they get to neutralize ice in front of a pretty good crowd at Cable Dahmer Arena. Mavericks enter the zone 2. Grizzlies collide. Kansas City over on the right side. Koski throws to the left. As Mavericks normally would throw it to McKenna, but he's out of the game with the game misconduct. Puck exits the zone. McKenna trying to get it back in, but offside is a call with 1:24 left in the third period. So Draw's going to be back at neutral ice. Hayhurst over in the area, so is Koski. As it looks like Kansas City is going to keep the same 5 on the ice. Grizzlies will change things up and get 4 fresh skaters, or as fresh as you can be in the third game in less than 48 hours. A lot of hands on and sticks on knees. Here, a lot of tired hockey players as both teams put together an outstanding effort both on Friday and Saturday nights. And you got to hand it to the conditioning of both teams to even go out there and put together somewhat of an effort as they've given here today. As hands on knees, Burke will take the draw against Kansas City's Cade Borchard as Hayhurst pushes Wickers before the draw. As Burke points to Hayhurst, hey, you get back on your side over there. Draw won by Kansas City as Hayhurst over to Koski. Gets it back to Hayhurst. As the Mavericks backing out into their own end, they skate from left to right. Less than 7 minutes left in the third period. Kansas City gets out to neutral ice as Hayhurst crosses center. Now he skates in left side. He'll drop it off as the Mavericks get it back to Hayhurst in the far corner. He gets a good shoulder check from Stucker as the Mavericks get it up top to Koski as they'll throw it to the right side. Now across to the left. Left wing righty shot goes wide. Holm might have gotten a piece of it. Curry in the near corner. 6.5 minutes left in the third. He gets up top to Koski. He'll skate towards his left now. Back towards Curry. He'll glide towards his left. Now drop it off for Koski. Koski over to Curry, who's now on the left point. So he'll skate towards his right. Curry being challenged. He'll throw it behind his back for Koski. Kansas City very patient with their approach. Koski will fire it across. Grizzlies got a stick in the way. Kansas City hustles at the far point to keep it in. As Curry gets pushed by Burke. Burke trying to push him out of the zone. Curry holds his ground. Kansas City hacking away at the line. And the puck goes back to neutral ice. The Grizzlies were able to clear it out. Great work by Nathan Burke, as Patrick Curry, a pretty strong guy, but Burke was able to hold his ground at the Utah line. Kansas City resets. They cross center ice. 5 seconds left in the power play. Right side, righty shot, saved by Holm. Rebound goes to Utah. As the Grizz get Penner out of the box, we're back to 5-on-5 skating. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies. Kansas City gets it off the Stapley stick as Robertson will drop it off. Right circle, Schoenbart, lefty shot, saved by Holm. Grizzlies get the rebound. They'll skip it out to center ice. Cutler gets the enters the zone. He'll stop at the left point as he gets pushed by Tucker Robertson. Why Robertson's been very impressive for Kansas City. Grizzlies reset. Left wing as Wesley enters the zone. He gets around a Mavericks check, throws it towards Cutler. Left wing shot saved by Morris. Now Mayhew over to Wesley. One-timer, and that one goes wide as he went glove side on Morris, but just missed the net. Right side, Bocage stops in the corner, pivots, and throws it back up top to the right point As Mayhew trying to get it back to Bocage, bounced off a Kansas City stick. Bocage keeps it in at the line. Righty shot is blocked away by Morris. Mayhew over to Wesley. He'll let it go to the far corner. Bocage skates after it, but Kansas City will clear it back to center. As Mayhew has it back, 4:38 and counting left in the third. He'll move it ahead to Stapley. He'll skate towards the left circle. Stapley stops in the corner, gets bounced off the boards as he loses his balance, but is able to get to Cutler. Cutler throws it across to Mayhew. It stays in play as the puck got air under it. Mayhew now battles behind Kansas City's net. As puck trickles towards Kansas City, they couldn't reach it. Right point, lefty shot goes wide. As Kansas City in the near corner gets pushed by Bocage, but the Mavericks have the puck as they'll throw it to the far side. Grizzlies keep it in. But Grizzlies determined to get a goal here in the third period. As towards the near side, Bocage hacks away, but Kansas City once again has the puck. 4 minutes left in the third. Mavericks finally get it out to neutralize as the puck flies to the Utah line. As center ice, Kansas City will throw it back in, but the Grizzlies get it in the near circle over their own zone. As there's less than 4 minutes left in the third, they'll skip it off the near glass. Koski throws it across near the Grizzlies bench. Mavericks chase after it. Kansas City playing a game of keep away here, up by 3-0. Koski will lift it to the right circle. Mavericks get the skipping puck. Right wing shot, kick saved by Holm. Now left side, Mavericks dance around. Patrick Curry, the second leading scorer in the league. Brandon Hawkins of Toledo is the leading scorer. He'll throw it to the left circle. Grizzlies with a poke check, and the puck will flip out to center ice. Grizzlies make a change as the Mavericks skate back into the zone. I think that's Koski. Gets over to the near corner. He gets hit by Neal. Now the puck squirts up top. Mavericks keep it in, right side. As skating towards the corner was Borchert. Mavericks fire towards the net, and Holm covers up as he's able to make a save with 3:08 left in the third. So it's the Mavericks 3 and the Grizzlies nothing. We'll find out how this one ends together when we come back. As Kansas City's up 3-0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1950.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Kansas City leads 3-0. As there's 3:08 left in the third period. Really is an outstanding crowd for a Sunday over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Attendance is 4,810 as they've started to show a lot of the people in the seats. You see very few empty seats over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Pretty good sports town. It's got the Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City Royals, and the Kansas City Mavericks. Still looking for that basketball team. They used to have the Kansas City Kings back in the 70s and early portion of the 80s. The Grizzlies skate into the attack zone, but they're offside. I hear the barbecue is good in Kansas City. Well, I'd love to be over in Kansas City and try that out. What I'd like to do is spend a weekend, go to the Negro League Baseball Museum, and then go to Arthur Bryant's barbecue and just have a fun Friday or fun Saturday, have a good time, and then come nighttime, go watch the Grizzlies play Kansas City. As a draw won by Utah as they enter the attack zone. Stucker will throw it across. Maybe I'll have to go to a Royals game instead. Kansas City settles into the offensive zone. Borchard, right wing. Righty shot is sticked away by Holm. As the Grizzlies will move it out to center ice. Grizzlies cross center. They skate in. Cutler with good speed. Dumps it in. He gets around Nate Konepke. Cutler delivers a good shoulder check. Konepke along the corner. As Cutler gets pushed, he'll throw it from one corner to the other. Stucker chases after it. He gets the puck. Stucker back to Cutler, who really had to make a great grab at it. And so get towards Wickers. Back to Cutler, who lets it go towards the end boards. Stapley got pushed in the back. Grizzlies get it up top. Stucker's now on the right point. As he fires towards the net, it bounced off a Kansas City stick, and hippity hops on to Morris, who holds on with 2:13 left in the third. Stucker was looking for a shot. It bounced off a Kansas City stick and then just bounced towards Morris, who was able to gather it about ankle high. Referee Chaz Nochi talking things over with Kel Morris. I thought we were going to have good luck with Chaz today with the 2 Zs. We're number 32, like Karl Malone, but it's been all Mavericks here so far. In the rubber match of the series, Grizzlies are 2-3 against Kansas City coming into play this afternoon. Utah's road trip continues on Wednesday night at 7:10 against the Idaho Steelheads, first of a 3-game series. As Kansas City wins the draw, and they'll lift it in the air as Grizzlies chase after it. And no icing on the play as Wesley will gallop after it. He's behind Utah's net now to start the attack. 2 minutes left in the third. He'll throw it to the left side looking for Burke. Pass didn't connect, but it goes deep in the Mavericks zone as Burke collides with Olivier Duquette. As the puck goes to Kansas City, and they'll lift it out of the zone as the puck will hippity-hop into the Grizzlies zone and goes all the way down for an icing as the arm is raised enthusiastically by the linesman. Semick chasing after it. 1:47 left in the third. We'll see if the Grizzlies can get one on Kel Morris, who's played a good game. Morris looking for his first shutout of the season. He came into play with a record of 10-6-1 with a .904 save percentage. It's Morris's third season in the league, 27 years old, 6'1", 190 pounds. Cutler will take the draw against David Cotton. Face-off won by Utah, right side. Utah will get it to Bocage, as he'll drop it back to the right point. Now to Mayhew, who throws it to Stapley in the left side. Stapley surveys. Now he'll get it to the near goal line for Cutler, back to Stapley. As Stapley will dance around. Now he'll take a shot saved by Morris. Rebound out in front. It goes to Cutler. As he'll throw it up top. Now back to Cutler in the left wing. He'll fire a shot saved by Morris. Might have gotten blocked before it got to him. Grizzlies going to back towards Cutler. He danced around in the left point. 1:13 left over to Mayhew. Or make Mayhew. Shot saved by Morris. Utah's net is empty. 6-on-5. As the puck bounces into the point and it goes out of play. Grizzlies want delay of game. And it looks like the linesman said it bounced off the glass and went out of play, so no delay of game. As David Cotton will skeet towards the bench. Kel Morris, in his pro career, he actually played his college hockey at Notre Dame. Spent 14 games over a 2-year stretch with the Rockford Ice Hogs. He's got previous experience in this league with Indy and Norfolk. It's his 4th season as a pro. Morris had 2 shutouts with Indy 2 years ago, and last year with the Norfolk had 2 goals, or 2 shutouts. As they fired towards the empty net, did Kansas City, but missed. Icing was on Kansas City. We'll go back towards the Mavericks end as Utah's net is empty. They trail 3-0. So if Morris does complete the shutout, it would be his 5th as a pro. He had 10 shutouts in 3 seasons at the University of Notre Dame. Draw won by Kansas City as they skate towards center ice, but we get a whistle as a stick goes flying towards center ice, and that was Bocage's stick. I wonder if Kansas City is going to get a penalty as they stop play as the puck was around center ice. And it is going to be a Kansas City penalty as Tucker Robertson gets 2 minutes for tripping. 51.1 seconds left in the third. This game's in the refrigerator. It's going to be a Kansas City victory barring a major miracle. And by major miracle, probably something unlike we've seen in Grizzlies history. Utah right now is trying to make sure Kel Morris doesn't get his 5th pro shutout. Two shutouts 2 years ago with Indy, and then 2 shutouts with the Norfolk Admirals last year. Earlier this season, he played in 7 games with Coachella Valley and actually had a .919 save percentage in the AHL with Coachella Valley. So he's a pretty good goaltender. Had a ref one Friday, but it's bounced back here. Grizzlies have the puck after winning the faceoff. Far side, they get towards the middle. Lefty shot. And that one goes wide. Shot was taken by Cutler. 34 seconds left. Mayhew over to Stapley on the left side. Stapley throws to the near goal line for Fitz. He fires it off of Morris. The puck rolls towards the far side. Grizzlies still in the attack zone. 25 seconds left. 6-on-4. Utah's net's empty. Cutler throws to the far circle. Boat as Wesley drops it off. But Kansas City gets it, and they'll move it out to center ice. They fire towards an empty net. It bounced off of Mayhew. No icing with Kansas City being shorthanded as Mayhew will get it. 8 seconds left. He'll throw it to center ice as it bounced off a Stapley stick. Kansas City clears it out to center, and it's going to be a shutout for Kel Morris. He gets his 5th professional shutout, and that will do it. Kansas City wins 3-0 as they get 2 first-period goals and then a third-period tally that really was all she wrote. The third-period goal was scored by Nolan Walker. First-period goals by Cade Borcher. First period goals by Jake McLaughlin and Cole Koski. As Kansas City put together an outstanding effort to win the series 2-1. For Cale Morris, he gets his 5th professional shutout. He had 11 shutouts over a 3-year stretch at the University of Notre Dame. So Utah went 1 for 2 in the series against Kansas City. For the Grizzlies, their record falls to 24-27-1. With Allen being off tonight, Utah stays in 4th place in the Mountain Division. Cale Morris is the hero as there's some words being exchanged. Kansas City, as Ryan Devine yelling at the Grizzlies, as Devine letting Utah know how the series went. It's kind of weird. I don't know if the Grizzlies are like kind of a low-key, chirpy team. Wheeling did some trash talking this past Monday, and Kansas City's Ryan Devine doing some trash talking as the officials tell both teams to go to their respective locker rooms. Final score, Kansas City 3, Utah 0. We'll come back with a post-game report in 30 seconds after this word from Mountain Land Supply Company. Once again, the final score is Kansas City 3, Utah 0.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
So the Mavericks get the series victory as they defeat the Grizzlies 3-0. It's the only low-scoring game of the series. Utah on Friday got a 7-4 victory, and then last night Kansas City responded by winning 7-5. Interestingly enough, it was the biggest crowd of the series, 4,810 over at Cable Dahmer Arena. 3 stars of the game, you see him on Flow Sports right there. Cole Koski had 1 goal. He was a +1. His goal was the second of 3 that Kansas City scored. He's got an A on his sweater. He now has 18 goals this season. He is the number 3 star. Number 2 star, it turned out to be the game winner. Jake McLaughlin got his 3rd of the year, 825, and it was a highlight type of goal and a beautiful play. McLaughlin is the 2nd star. He was a +1. He only had 1 shot, but he made it count. He also had 2 penalty minutes. It was him in the penalty box at the end of regulation. And the number 1 star picked up a 27-save shutout. I thought the Grizzlies did a good job getting those scoring chances. Cale Morris really had a bounce-back effort. And earlier this season in 7 games with Coachella Valley, he actually had a .919 save percentage. He's a good goalie. He had 2 shutouts last year with the Norfolk Admirals. 2 years ago, had 2 shutouts with Indy. He had a good college career at the University of Notre Dame. Morris had a bad outing on Friday, and he'd probably be the first to admit it, stopping only 20 of 25. He's being interviewed right now over on the Kansas City side. You can see him right now on the Utah side if you're watching on Flow Sports. So you had a feeling he might have a bounce-back effort, and he had to make some outstanding saves. As the Grizzlies really did a good job pressuring him. Both teams had 27 shots. Wesley had a pretty good look from the left side. 3rd period, it seemed like Utah was testing him a bit, but hey, Cale Morris had a good game. He stopped all 27 as he gets his first shutout in a Kansas City uniform. Let's recap the scoring. Jake McLaughlin scored 8:25 into the first. It was really McKenna who kind of lifted it out in front. It was really a tough one for somebody like McLaughlin to handle. Really, all he had to do as he was cutting towards the net was the only thing he had to do was, kind of fire a one-timer, and it just connected. And it was a beautiful-looking shot that went past Arvid Holm. That turned out to be the game winner as McLaughlin scored 8:25 into the first. 2 minutes and 7 seconds later, Cole Koski scored as it was a face-off in the right wing. Hayhurst immediately went towards Koski, and before you knew it, it was a 2-0 game. It was 2-0 after 1 period. Kansas City outshot Utah 10-7 in the first period. After the final 2 periods, the Grizzlies ended up outshooting Kansas City 20-17. Both teams had 27 shots for the night. Neither team scored in the second period. Utah did have a major power play as Jeremy McKenna got a spearing major 15:38 in, and he also got a game misconduct, so we didn't see him the rest of the contest. The Grizzlies had some good looks, but just couldn't find the back of the net on that major power play. I know Grizzlies fans were excited when that major power play started, knowing that was going to be the Grizzlies' best chance to come back in the game. but just couldn't find the back of the net, and it stayed 2-0 after 2. The only goal scored in the third period was Nolan Walker, as Walker, trying to remember the details of the play, but he had a good look from the right wing and just, there might have been the left side. He scored, and it was interesting when he scored. It all looked like he deliberately made sure to get in front of the Grizzlies bench. He got on one knee and just kind of did a 2-pump goal celebration. He made sure that the Grizzlies bench saw every bit of that celebration as he got his 26th goal of the season. Time of it was 10:42 into the third period. And then after the victory, I don't know if the Grizzlies are a low-key chirpy team. I'm not really sure. But after the game, it looked like Ryan Devine was really trash-talking the Grizzlies up quite a bit, kind of reminiscent of what we saw from the Wheeling Nailers this past Monday over at Mavericks Center. Even though the Grizzlies did win 2 out of 3 games in that set, Wheeling, the one time they did win, really wanted to verbally get after the Grizzlies after the game. So, Utah went 1-2 on the road trip so far. They've got a big 3-game series coming up against the Idaho Steelheads. And it looks like Idaho came away with a 4-2 regulation win over Tulsa today. That's not a bad thing for the Grizzlies. Tulsa is secure in second place by a mile ahead of the rest of the division. Kansas City's in first place by 6 standings points. As the Mavericks, after the win today, have 79 points. Idaho with the win 4-2. They are now at 73 points, and Tulsa is 19 points back of Idaho in third place with 54 points. So even though the Grizzlies did lose today, Tulsa did not gain any ground on them in third place in the division. And Utah right now is in fourth place with 49 points, and Allen is in fifth place with 47 points. Allen gets a rare bye week. They didn't play anybody this weekend. To round out the standings, Wichita's in sixth place with 45 points. They have won 5 straight, and Rapid City ended an 8-game losing streak as they defeated Greenville 5-3. They're still in last place with 42 standings points. So, over at Cable Dahmer Arena, Kansas City's an outstanding team. They've got a ton of firepower, and they needed to this season. Tado had started the season on the hot seat as he had missed the playoffs in 2 of his first 3 seasons. Kansas City's got an outstanding offensive attack, and when they get goaltending like they did today from Kel Morris, like I said, the Grizzlies had some good chances today. Morris stood tall and picked up the 27-save shutout. So Kansas City gets 2 out of 3 victories. The next time the Grizzlies will play them will be at Mavericks Center towards the end of the regular season. Utah will end the regular season taking on Kansas City. It will be the last homestand for the Grizzlies. It will be April 3rd, 5th, and 6th. That's the final 3 home games for the regular season for the Grizzlies, and they will be against Kansas City. That's the next time they will face the Mavericks. Utah will face Idaho 5 of the final 10 games of the 5 of the final 8 games of the regular season. So you think about the last 8 games of the regular year. After the Grizzlies play 3 games in Rapid City, they will be facing either the first place Kansas City Mavericks or the second place Idaho Steelheads. And so because of that, it's certainly big for the Grizzlies to find standings points where they can get them. Utah has played pretty well on the road despite losing 2 out of 3 this weekend. They'll take on the Idaho Steelheads starting on Wednesday night. It's a 3-game set, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday of this week. All 3 start times will be at 7:10. I mentioned the Grizzlies had 27 shots today. Let's see who led the way. It looks like Dylan Fitz, Alex Bocage, and Brandon Cutler each had 5 shots. In fact, those 3 players, Fitz, Bocage, and Cutler, had 15 of the 27 shots. Mick Messner had 3 shots. Brett Stapley and Quinn Wickers had 2 shots, and then 1 shot each for Berg, Aragon, Semick, Wesley, and Mayhew. A tough one for Utah. Arvid Holmes stopped 24 of 27 in net after allowing the first 2 in the first 2 goals there halfway through the first period. Looked like he settled in and actually played a pretty good game as he made some good saves in the second period and kept the Grizzlies within striking range. But, just couldn't find a way to get it in the back of the net against Kel Morris, who picked up the shutout. Well, I'll wrap things up here as we're hanging out in the Grizz Cave. Got to thank the Kansas City video crew. It's about as good as we've seen all year. And even though I fumbled and stumbled all weekend, they at least gave me a fighting chance to put together a decent broadcast. So I tip my hat to the Kansas City production crew. They did a pretty good job. They've got good camera operators. I wish every team in the league had the sort of production that Kansas City's got. The time of game was 2 hours and 24 minutes, and a big crowd. It was actually the biggest crowd they had all weekend. They had 4,467 on Friday night, 4,483 last night. Today, the attendance was 4,810 over at Cable Dahmer Arena as the Mavericks end the series in style. They defeat the Grizzlies 3-0. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, in 2 hours and 24 minutes, and in front of a series-high 4,810, it was the Kansas City Mavericks, who got goals from Jake McLaughlin, Cole Koski, and Nolan Walker, and they got a 27-save shutout from Kel Morris, his 5th professional shutout. He had 11 as a college goaltender at the University of Notre Dame. They defeat the Utah Grizzlies 3-0. We'll next meet on Wednesday night over at Idaho Central Arena. Hopefully I'll be able to make the trip. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.